Well, howdy. Welcome to Piercing the Crystal Veil, part of Tabletop Nerdcast Productions. And we're here tonight to hopefully entertain you and entertain ourselves. And try not to kill everybody in the party, which apparently they think I'm trying to do. I don't know why.
Every session.
You know?
All the time.
But,
This is
Not everyone. You're not trying to kill
every
everyone in the party.
oh, right. Just these two.
Right,
We want to
right.
keep
Just
the ladies.
Kate and
All those of male gender. We're all dead. Got it.
So,
Made
but
my next character.
yes. So
A random button on D&D Beyond.
let me fudge some dice here. But anyway, we have been delving deep into chasing the necromancer. But before I get too far into that, we have business that we apparently need to take care of. Something about paying the bills, even though we don't get paid anything. So, but
And we don't have bills.
and we do have bills.
Well, we do have bills.
But we do have bills. But we have we're mostly just indentured servants to
I meant
ourselves.
for the
you know?
podcast.
Oh. So one of these two gentlemen does a much better job of telling you what buttons you need to push, and I'll be pushing their buttons all night. But
Would you care to take care of the business this evening, Percy?
I don't know. You're better at pushing buttons. Huh?
All right. So I guess apparently I'm supposed to push the buttons. So guys, if you are new here, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification. Leave us a comment or two. Tell Rick anything you want to tell him about his game. Stop picking on Mike and Percy. Okay, that's just a little sidebar. But with all that said, everything that I just mentioned will help us beat that YouTube algorithm. We are a small channel and we are trying to grow. If you really enjoy what we're doing, we do have a Patreon out there. We don't push it very often, but it is out there. Links will be down in the descriptions. But other than that, all we are really asking for you to do is help us grow, and to do that, that's liking, subscribing, and ringing the bell, leaving a comment or two. So with that, business is done. I'm giving it back to Rick, and now it's time for D&D.
all right. So the party is chasing a necromancer that they have been asked to go after by the gardener, who is the head priestess of the Heart of Morena. And they have delved into a recently excavated cave that is left to a tomb complex, basically an ancient tiefling wizard, warlock, magic user of some type. His tomb, which has been guarded by various traps, and some of which they think were too deadly, but they just vanquished a flaming skeleton who was rather maniacal and hysterical, but had a great sense of humor. At least I thought he had a great sense of humor. Nevi didn't think his sense of humor was so much, but he was on fire. And so they just recently vanquished him. They pulled a crystal heart out of his chest, and which crumbled into crystal dust. And they have walked down the stairs. I described the room previous, but I'm going to go ahead and start out by doing it again. So they had to remove this giant door from the hallway they had moved down where the flaming skeleton was, and it had previously been ripped off of its hinges but placed back there, and it was very heavy, so something of great strength had moved it. And they walked down some stairs and peered around the corner, and what they saw was a very large room, and a blue-black light was radiating out through the room from two crystal obelisks on either side of the stairs that lead down into the room. It's a mosaic of black and red tiles on the floor, and skeletons are scattered about, laying on the floor. A couple of them standing. The walls are of black crystal with red veins running through them. Almost look like arteries running through black death. On the far end of the room, they see a raised portion with columns that are also of a black crystal that have these red veins, almost appear to be bleeding from the distance. And behind that is an ornate sarcophagus, crystalline sarcophagus, that has these blue-black crystals on all four corners of the sarcophagus that are radiating this blue-black light that seems to pervade the whole room, casting shadows from the the columns, and they see a figure moving furtively about behind those columns and moving around the sarcophagus. But what really grabs their attention is in front of the stairs a large, very large humanoid that looks like he was stitched together from various body parts that had been discarded at some sort of medical lab. And you can smell the almost carrion death fragrance in the air, as I just moved my chair. Fragrance in the air, if you want to call it a fragrance. And at that, I think it's time to roll initiative. Let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
So if you're female and want to play this game with us here on Tuesday nights, contact.
It would really up the chance of survival that Sporin and Tana have here.
That'd be nice.
What, you think we're going to have an opening?
I'm pretty sure 2 of us are about to die. So
Well, yeah, we're about to have some openings.
So, did anybody beat a 20?
I got a 20.
You got a 20. All right. What about a 15?
17.
17. All right, Cade. Oh, and before I go farther, this is our group. We have Nevi, played by Percy. We have Tama, who's playing Rao. We have Pan, being played by Soren. And we have Cade, being played by Mike. So, because if they die, at least you'll know where to send the flowers.
At least
And-
their names will be remembered.
That's right. So, anybody beat a 10? Oh my gosh.
I mean, I got a 20.
You got a 20. Okay, yeah. Anybody beat a 5?
7.
7.
7.
7. Okay, who has the higher dex?
I'll let her go first.
Okay.
It's always good for the cleric to go last.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There's a bit of metagaming for you.
And
Also, Mrao has been proven to be pretty lazy.
so she's usually
in general.
last to the party.
She's like, oh, bother.
This isn't where the
Guess
saucer
again.
was.
There's a whole lot of skeletons in here, and not much cream.
No, not at all.
Disturbingly lack of
bone.
cream.
A lot of calcium though, which
Yeah.
is cream. I mean,
And
yeah, it's
I
full
already
of cream,
burned
right?
my Turning Dead, didn't I?
I think you
You
did.
did.
I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
you
for
did.
sure.
Yes. Okay. So.
It was very useful when you used it, though.
Yes.
Beneficial.
And Pan, she is walking in with flaming swords too. But we're going to start with Nevi.
Nevi. So, 2 standing skeletons.
2 standing skeletons.
The rest of them appear to be non-moving
Yes.
in nature. And the Stitch Goliath is headed toward us.
Yes, he
He is actively moving our direction.
Yes.
All right, well, based on my abilities and trajectory, I have nothing I can do. No spells, no healing, no nothing. I can Divine
You should
Sense
have-
one more time.
You
for
should
you
one
have
have
rest.
the little crystal berries, and you should have.
What do the crystal berries do?
They're good berries.
They're
but
good berries.
crystal.
They'll
Oh,
do
yeah.
some healing. But I thought you don't have any shape changing. Oh wait,
I'm
you
not a
don't. You're
druid
not
anymore.
doing that anymore. That's right. Oh yes.
Not doing it anymore.
Yes.
I've used every tool I have in my box.
Other than your
So,
brain.
I've got a whip. Other than
Okay.
my what?
Other than your brain.
Well, I don't have a big one of those. We've proven that through the course of this
So
particular
trouble.
game. So, yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move down these stairs
Okay.
to where I'm about, yay distance away from that skeleton.
Okay.
And I'm going to lightning lure him. So I've been playing lightning lure a little bit wrong. They have to make a strength check against my spell save DC.
Oh, okay.
It's not an attack by me.
Oh, okay. And he made a strength save.
Yeah, probably. It's a 12. It's not.
Yeah, and he's not got.
I really
any
would love
strength.
for that to be an attack roll, but it's not.
Okay. Oh, so there's no if they
I
make,
don't roll. Yeah, if they make the strength check, it's a cantrip, so nothing happens.
Okay, no damage. Okay.
So I just wow. Yeah, lightning. Ha! I'm terrifying.
Okay. So, Cade.
All right. So Cade is going to run up and occupy the same space as Nevi. While he's doing so, he is pulling out his rapier, and he's going to use his bonus to hide.
Okay. Now, you don't have to pull out your rapier, if you remember.
Well, I still have to make an action to get my rapier to, the
No, you don't have to have anything. It just magically appears.
And you're considering that as a no action, no bonus
It's a
action.
bonus action.
Well, I need my bonus action to hide.
Oh, okay. Well, you can use an action instead of a bonus.
That's what I'm saying. I run up and I use an action.
So what
pull
you're
out my-
doing is he has a pendant that allows him to magically create a weapon. And it's considered
So it's
a
my
plus one
flaming
magical.
rapier. Yeah.
Okay.
Had you
That
put
green
it up
flaming.
between the room, like, because we just fought the skeleton and the Minotaur and opened a door and came in here.
Well, I'm not sure, but
I don't
either
think
which
you would
way,
have put it away. We're in a dungeon.
there's not a whole lot else I would do with that action.
And we
So-
knew we were
Fair
getting
enough.
deeper in the dungeon.
All right. So are you readying an action, or are you doing?
I'll ready the action then. So I'll ready an attack if one of the skeletons comes in.
Comes in close. Okay. All right. Pan.
Alrighty, well, since I have my flame blade already, summoned, I'm gonna move up to one of the skeletons.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit it
All
with my
right.
flame blade. And that is... does 12 hit?
No. Very close. It's not quite. All right. Wow.
I will try to sacred flame the ugly dude, the stitched together dude.
All right. So he makes a dexterity save, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct?
And he fails.
Sweet. I like to hear that. So that's going to be a whopping 4 damage on him.
Ooh. And he does not like that damage. So, it is their turn. We'll start with the skeleton. He takes a swing at you, and he misses. What's your armor class?
11.
11. He still misses. All right. And the other one moves over here, and you're hiding?
Yep.
Okay. What did you roll to hide? Oh, roll roll it. It's a skill check. Stealth.
Okay, that is going to be a 22.
All right. So he doesn't see you. So he comes up, and he misses Nevi. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And
On the skeleton.
Unfortunately,
Step on the skeleton.
Now I did ready an
does
attack,
not.
so
he does not have reach. So instead,
Bop
he
that
grabs
skeleton.
this
That's what I'm
skeleton
doing.
and he tosses him out of the way.
Hang on, before he
and
tosses
before
the
he
skeleton.
tosses him, I've got a.
Oh, you have
Yeah,
a ready
I have
action.
a ready attack
All
action.
right, which one are you gonna? Okay,
Well,
you're gonna hit
obviously
him?
the guy that just ran into us.
Okay,
So-
good job.
Now, this is a little bit metagaming, but you can stay hidden from the golem if you
I get
don't
it.
do this attack.
I get it, but I wouldn't have
No,
known the golem
okay.
was coming.
Yep, sure.
Well, you saw him move in your direction.
Well, but I.
Okay, just
the
roll.
reality
Roll,
of that
roll.
is that I saw the skeleton come in and try and take an attack. So
Okay, fair
that's
enough.
that's really where everything is at. So that would be a 15 to
That
hit.
hits.
Okay. $11.
11 damage.
11.
That's not bad.
It
You
was bad. Trust me.
well, you almost.
I did 4. I'll take your 11.
You don't have rogue. What level of rogue? Second?
The second level.
Did you do your sneak attack?
That is with the sneak attack.
Oh, that is with your sneak attack.
That's why I said that's bad.
All right. So, and you see, he kind of moves this.
All that
way.
damage is my bonus. That's it.
So the golem moves in, and as he gets close, he looks at you, and he kind of moves away from you. He grabs this guy, and he tosses him out of the way, which is enough to cause him to crumple into
Yay.
bones when he hits the ground, and
Thank you,
that
golem.
is all that he has. So it is now y'all's turn.
Golem, 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 I made you out of clay. Golem, golem, golem,
Please
slash
don't.
and kill all day.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, we're back to you, Nevi. We had our musical interlude.
It was very nice. I am going to shocking grasp the golem.
Okay,
21.
that will hit.
That'll do it. Okay, great. Let's see,
Yeah, he's a
damage.
big old meat shield, literal
For
meat
sure.
shield.
6 damage to the golem.
All right.
And I then am going to kind of take off around the other side of the skeleton. I understand I'll probably take a little bit of an attack of opportunity from...
Well, you don't, because when you
Well,
use
not from the golem. The
Oh,
golem
but-
is the only one that
Oh, the
ignores...
golem's the only one?
That
Okay.
doesn't get that. So, 1, 2, 3...
Well, if you move directly next to him, but if you move farther out, you can.
Well, no, but I'm racing to the other stairs, is my
Okay.
point.
All right. Well, then he will get a attack of opportunity, but he misses.
30...
And when you step in the circle, you disappear.
That would be awesome. Yep. I take off running toward the pedestal.
Okay. And when you step in the circle, you disappear. Okay.
Giant flames arc from the floor to the ceiling, and Nevi is
And he's
toast.
healed.
I step in the circle and I fall into pieces.
All right. So, okay. Cade.
Cade, realizing he has nowhere to hide at this moment in time,
You can hide behind morale. Or you can poke pants like, hey, turn, bear. I need a hiding spot.
he will move up to hide basically, and this is going to sound royally wrong, but hide between her legs.
Oh my God.
He occupies the same space. That's exactly how
Now,
it happens.
that's
I will say
worse.
this. This guy cannot, it's not that he can't take reactions against me. He can't take reactions this turn. So
That's
he gets
fine.
no attacks of opportunity or anything.
So-
Just
But I
so
need
that
to
you
get
know.
to somewhere where there is a place that I can actually hide.
Perfect. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then be able to fight both places. And right now, that's her.
Yeah. Perfect. I was just
So-
making sure that was said
Alright,
out loud. His
well-
reactions are gone.
Okay.
So, and I
For
will
this turn.
Very
instantly
useful,
go ahead and try and
Oh, I
hide.
love
This turn
shocking
or
grasp.
for-
I'll instantly go ahead and try and hide.
Just this
Okay.
And then
You're gonna hit him,
shocking
or
grasp.
I'll take. I'm gonna hold my action for an attack action. I'm gonna ready an attack because I don't know which way I'm gonna go. Whether it's the skeleton or him. It depends on what happens the rest of this round.
okay.
Okay.
Please.
Glad we changed it within like the
All right.
FAQs.
So
So what is the thing that's
Your
going to
character
trigger
level
your
was
reaction?
not
so I got a 14 to hide.
Yeah.
By the way.
for the
Okay.
trips.
So what is triggering your? What are you going to use? Because you have to have something that triggers the reaction.
It will be. It will be whatever attacks her specifically.
Okay.
Initially, the first attack on her.
Okay. All right. So, Pam,
Okay, so if
everyone's leaving you to your to yourself.
I know, and I
She's the
have
tank.
and I have the golem. Well, I have the golem and the skeleton all at once.
I'm here
so
to help.
okay.
I'm
So
whittling it down 4 points at a time.
your effort is
Minimum of 2.
everything counts. So if
It
I
does.
were to turn and engage the golem instead, the skeleton would get a no.
Because you're not move unless you move out of his threatened square.
Okay,
So you can engage the golem.
I'm gonna engage the far more threatening presence
Okay.
of the golem and try and hit him with my flame blade. 23.
That misses. I'm sorry.
Does it really?
No.
I didn't think you could be that high level.
At that point, Morale decides to turn around and leave the dungeon.
All of a sudden, the door that's on the floor finds its way back up in this.
And she only has a 9 strength. You know?
All right. 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, you hit him with the flaming blade, and he recoils. And even just when you're waving it in front of him, he does not like the fire at all.
Good.
Hey.
And you did 10 damage. And so he's just like waving at the flames. Okay, Morale.
Sacred Blade.
All right, on him.
Worked the first time, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And ooh, he made his save that time. Got rid of a crit though.
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
this out of the way.
So he swings. Okay, so it's now their turn. So he swings at you, but you can tell while he's swinging, he's like trying to avoid the flames. So he's kind of like trying to swing around the flames, which gives him disadvantage on his attack. And he rolled a critical fail. So, what is your armor class?
So his stitches
11.
come undone.
One arm falls
And
off.
an
Arm falls off. He's been disarmed.
And he missed both times. You can tell he really is trying to avoid the flames. But the skeleton hits.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's the skeleton and not.
Yeah,
you know,
that is true. The skeleton
not the
is a
big
lot.
boy.
5 points of damage from the
Okay.
skeleton.
All right. And then that's where my action
Okay.
kicks back in. All right. So that is a 24.
I told you 23 hits, but a 24 hits also.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I just had to finish counting. Come on, really? That is going to be 16.
16 damage?
I keep rolling a 1 on one of my dice, so it's like
Nerds! 16 damage! The most I can roll without my Divine Smites, which I don't have
Okay.
right now. is
And I
12.
forgot.
so that is
So-
the
So
skeleton.
you're rolling
that took
16 with
16.
a 1 on one of your dice? Get over it.
Right? Hear that?
So I'm supposed to be the DPS guy, and I keep rolling 1s.
I'm supposed to be the magic tank, and I got neither
You're
of those things.
still hitting for harder than we are, so just we'll take what we can get.
Well, see, the sooner we dispatch, the better off we
Oh,
are.
I
So,
totally agree, but that goes their way too.
Is the skeleton dead?
No.
Oh.
Well, he didn't hit the skeleton. Did you hit the
Yeah, I
skeleton?
hit the
Oh,
skeleton,
you hit the
16.
skeleton? Oh, yeah. I thought
Because
you were
that
hitting
was the one that actually
I was
hit her.
like,
Oh, gotcha.
I was
Then,
like 11 damage and a light breeze killed the other one.
Well, yes, the skeleton is
So I'd be
dead.
kind of shocked.
All right.
No, he
and-
was a little beefier than the other
That's
guy.
right.
Okay, so that's okay. So, you're charging up. You see, he begins to cast.
Excellent.
Okay,
Oh, snap.
and I believe you make a save.
I do make the save.
Oh, you made the save? Okay. Who made it the salad?
I saw him roll it.
Oh, wait. Hey, guys. Hey, we're blessed.
Yes.
We haven't rolled it once.
Oh my god. You're right.
That's more
literally-
math. I'm
literally-
done mathing.
We literally talked about this right before the cameras went on.
Yeah.
And
But I'm going to be breaking now, and it's going to save my butt.
Please do.
a ghostly skeletal hand appears and streaks towards you and hits you in the chest,
Con save?
but it seems to dissipate and doesn't do any damage.
Oh, it's a his roll. It's not
yeah,
me saving.
yeah,
Nice.
and he missed.
Why did I even get this advantage? on
But you
con
also notice that he has basically a sheen around him.
Needs bath.
Yes. Yeah, he's been hanging
What
out
color
with
is
his
the
golem.
sheen?
What color is the scene? It would
The
be
sheen.
a kind of a black, well, like tendrils of black that seem to envelop him all over his body.
He's got a dirty
Is he one of your
aura.
friends?
Maybe.
Pigpen!
I know. We need to make a Pigpen character, you know? It's a stinking cloud everywhere he
Right.
goes, you know? Nevi?
It's my turn.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm gonna Ray of Frost up at the Necromancer.
All right.
Does Bless work for attack rolls? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Anything you roll a 20 for.
Well, it helped. 21 again.
That will hit.
Excellent. So he's gonna be slowed by 10 feet. Not that I'm expecting him to try to run away, but just in case. And 7 damage.
7 damage. All right.
That's a pretty good little Ray of Frost. And then I take off up the stairs to him. Because if it's anything like my spellcasting butt, it's not going to be very good in a melee.
All right. So Cade.
So I want to roleplay with him for just a brief second.
Okay. Oh wait,
Like,
you did
what
Ray
is
of
he-
Frost?
A Ray of Frost.
Okay. And when it's coming towards him, he puts up his hand, and all of a sudden this energy seems to open up. It's like a little void, and it just absorbs
Oh,
a
snap.
bunch of the cold. So
Is that just a narrative on the shield spell? Or is
No,
that different?
no. It's absorb elements.
Okay.
So it absorbs the cold.
Uh-oh.
It gives him resistance.
Yeah, so like now that I'm literally face to face with the guy, what does he look like?
What does he look like? He looks like a tiefling. He looks pretty much just like this.
So describe it for those us
So,
on that audio.
for those that are audio, tieflings, for those of you who aren't familiar, they have devilish heritage, and he has horns, white horns that kind of protrude back away from his skull, almost like a pan, like a satyr. He has hoofed feet and a tail with a little pointed, almost like an arrowhead on the end of it. He's wearing dark robes that go down to his waist, and he's got a belt around his waist that is small rat skulls, all the way adorned with small rat skulls. He is holding a wand in one hand, and he has kind of a sick grin that he's intently staring at you
Cool.
and smiling.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, who are you?
I don't need to answer to you.
You don't have to answer to me, but I was sent to stop you from doing something, and I don't even know anything about this place. Should we be stopping you?
No, you shouldn't. And also, one thing you notice is when you're up there is that the top of the sarcophagus has been pushed
Oh,
off. So,
Can I see
and
the
it's
side of it?
laying on the side.
We
Okay.
flip into the bad side.
Someone's in a musical mood tonight.
Apparently.
And we've turned into a musical. Woo! Piercing the Crest of Ale live on Broadway. With
I'm not
cats.
singing. I'm not singing.
It's okay. I'll do the singing.
All you.
Percy and I will play guitar. I don't need to answer to you. No, I should not be stopped. You should be helping me.
why?
Because
This
what I'm doing is necessary.
this gardener from Morena helped heal me. What are you trying to do?
Lorena. Foul spawn.
Does she also wear rat skulls?
No, but they might improve her demeanor. I might like her more.
Can you help me out and tell me like what it is you're? Because usually in where I come from, obviously I'm not from here, but where I come from, when I see people with rat skulls trying to exhume bodies, we try to stop those folks. Maybe it's different here. What are you trying to? What is your goal?
Hey, look what I created. Look what I can create. And what is my goal?
It's
Okay,
kinda
we're having a
aggressive
nice
and
little
nasty.
dialogue.
Yeah, obviously.
Less
Obviously,
talky,
this
more smacky, smacky.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come back to the dialogue in
Yeah,
a sec.
for sure. Yeah.
And so, Cade.
All right. Cade is immediately going to go. I want to be a smartass, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go hide back where I was hiding before. And then I'm going to, as an action, I'm going to, while I'm running to hide, I'm going to basically point over at the golem and tell him, I will reap your flesh. So what I'm doing is putting Hexblade's curse on it.
Nice.
Okay. So,
16 to hide.
16 times. Okay. Pan.
I'm coming for
Everyone's
you.
hiding. You're out there by yourself.
I'm going to get you!
Creeper, I'm coming for you.
That's okay.
You better watch out.
Got an ice cream truck that goes.
Oh god. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go and try and hit the golem with my flame blade.
All right.
Because I'm not a coward. Unlike some people. Natural 20.
Oh!
You.
Okay, so I've got
wacky,
Hey, can I
wacky,
borrow
smacky, smacky.
D6?
That depends on what
I got
coward you were
plenty
talking
of
about. The one that
D6.
ran past, or the one that's hiding.
Two?
Thank you,
You
ma'am.
mean the one that's soloing the guy that made the golem? That's so many dice.
Yeah, double damage.
How many dice do you roll?
It's 3d6 normally, so
Oh.
66.
Dang.
Hold on, I'm bad at math. You guys gotta give me. a
And it's
second.
all fire damage.
Oh,
20?
20 damage.
20
Do you have any
damage.
additions to it?
Ooh. And he doesn't like that at all.
Doesn't like it
Well, I don't
one
like
bit,
him
huh?
very much, so.
I know.
Feelings mutual.
Pan. So did you move directly next to him, or you basically got the like?
No, I want
5
to be
feet?
like I want to be right next to him.
You want to run up right next to him. Okay.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
No.
Oh no, it's
Navi's turn.
Rouse.
Meow.
Nevi's
Meow.
at the top.
Meow. 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 Sacred flame on the golem.
Because I'm proud that I'm number
Ooh,
2.
he failed.
Yay! Thank you.
Don't thank
That's
me.
an 8.
All right. 8. Eight points of damage. All right. Okay, and he takes a step back, so you get an
I
opportunity
do
attack.
get an opportunity attack.
Whack him. D4.
I didn't hit him.
You have a
Okay.
D4.
D4?
Oh, well, yeah, let's see. He may have a low
What did
AC.
you roll? A 2?
So it'd be, hang on.
7.
It's 4 plus. Where are my attacks?
You're not gonna hit him.
A wizard with that high of an AC? It's plus
Well,
5.
yeah. You've heard of things called mage armor,
Yeah, it's
like
fine.
black. Okay. And he takes a step back, and he points his finger at you. Let's see. Okay. You like to play with lightning, and he lets go of a lightning bolt.
Okay. So that's what a dex save for me?
It is a dex save for you.
12.
12. Unfortunately,
He recharged your batteries.
Oh,
no,
I get special
he
attack?
didn't recharge his batteries, but he did recharge somebody else's
Oh,
batteries.
Snapple.
Uh-oh.
So, you 2, 4, 6. Ooh, a few ones in there, but a couple of 6s too. So that's 16.
I'm hearing more dice drop.
23 points of damage.
Now would be a good time to eat a good berry. Potion of healing. I don't know, some several things.
Oh.
And he moves back around to the backside, which I can't.
You're not going to balance him on that. Yeah.
How did you like that? And you notice that he hits the golem too, and the electricity charges into the golem, and he sort of lights up, and you can see that he is invigorated by the electricity.
That's a unique way of saying he has disadvantage.
Like the way you think.
Now, is the golem a concentration spell for this guy, or is he just kind of here?
He's just kind of here. All right, and he pulled a crystal out. He's got a crystal in his hand also now. So, it is back Nevi. So, are you going to help me or not? We can be friends, or
I
you
notice
can-
you're only interested in talking on my turns, so no.
Well, no, you'll get to take your action if you keep the dialogue a little short.
No, I say after that little stunt, I don't think so. I drop the whip and pull out that rapier that I had picked up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to go for it. I'm gonna
Okay.
attack him. I step into his space wherever I need to go.
All right.
I know.
Yeah,
Run
it's going to
around.
be representative.
Yeah, I know on the deal you
So
can
you
really
run
put him where
around.
you wanted him to be.
Okay.
9 plus 5 is going to be 14. Probably not going to do it.
Nope.
Didn't think so.
So you miss. But so you hit it, and the coalescing tendrils of black seem to, right where your rapier hits, they seem to coalesce into a hard shell right where it hits, and then they go back to kind of like almost like black worms running all over his body. And he smiles, says, "You're gonna have to do better than that."
Okay, how much movement do you think I had to use to get to him right there?
Probably 5, 10, 15, 20, probably about 20.
Jeez, really?
Because you had to go all the way around here, 5, 10, 15, 20, because he's right back
That's
here.
a long way. Okay.
So you have 10 movement left.
I'll move around to like this side of the sarcophagus.
So you're going to move back?
Yeah.
So he'll get an opportunity attack.
Does he have a melee weapon?
Huh?
Does he have a melee weapon?
Oh, he's got a wand in his hand. He can hit you with his fist if he wants.
That's true.
So
All right,
you
yeah.
move back?
No, I'm gonna move back and duck behind the sarcophagus.
All right. So, what's your armor class?
17.
You miss. Ooh, 17. Oh, that's right. You're a paladin. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a paladin now.
Paladin with jack all to do.
All right.
Except running and go, wait a minute.
Cade. The brave Cade is here to save the day.
So obviously, Cade is going to lurch out from his hiding spot and try and drive his rapier through the golem.
All right.
All right, so that is 19.
19.
To hit.
That hits.
All right. Okay, that is 15 damage.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, 17, because he's got the Hexblade Curse on him.
Oh, there you go. All right, Pan. So you slice in, and it opens up some stitches, and some black ooze is running down the wounds that you've made. But he still has that glow of electricity pulsing through his body.
Oh, and bonus action, obviously.
Bonus action.
Hiding.
Hide.
I'm a rogue. What else am I going to do? No.
I mean,
Dash.
Yeah,
you
hit
got
Pan.
dodging.
Don't look at me. I'm not here.
yes, hi, I'm the one with the glowing sword.
That's right, the flaming sword that I don't want anything to do with.
So I'm gonna go ahead and swing at him again.
Okay.
And I remembered the D4 this time. That's for the
Yep,
stuff, right?
for the
Okay.
bless, yeah.
A lot. Well, more than 20. Like,
Oh, well, more than 20, yes, obviously.
it's
That's okay.
whatever 19 plus 5 is, so
That's a
24,
hit,
yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
you hit. Wow, those flame blades really do.
Nice.
11.
11 damage.
Not the best it could be, but still not bad.
Still not bad.
There's not a 1 showing
I'll
there,
take
so
it.
you're good.
I'll take it.
There was.
Oh, I didn't
All
see
right.
that one.
So,
So I think I'm going to use my tabaxi feature of being able to double my movement.
okay.
And
To
I'm
lick her leg and turn around. And act on the button.
I'm going to run back this way. No, I'm going to. Whoop. I dropped my crystal cat. Ah!
There is much destruction happening to our scene.
She beat everything.
She's using her cat feature to knock everything
Tear
off
the
the
place
shelf.
Use my feature.
Oh,
to
I forgot about
Pick
your
up your
crystal
golem
cat,
and toss
too.
him
I should
across
not
the
have done
My extreme dexterity.
that.
Cat falling off the countertop. Yeah.
Ooh.
And I should be able to see him quite clearly now, and I will Sacred Flame.
Uh-oh.
He's probably too dexy.
No. He's too dexy for his shirt.
I was really like, I held on to that joke. I was like, I can say
Right?
this.
Don't hold out.
And you'll say, I've been singing. Come on.
I know.
Like, I could say this, but it's not going to be good, so I'm not going to. Oh, Rick's got it. He's got it under control.
Who's going to take care of that for you?
That's right.
Oh.
Well, you know what? It couldn't be any worse than my joke earlier. So I mean,
So, it's back to the golem, who is still trying to swing at you and not hit those swords. He is. He doesn't like you at all, but he doesn't want to touch those swords.
That's
so he's
fine.
very off
I'll
balance.
just, yep, wave it around. Just be like, what you want? What, do like the John Cena, can't see me. Like with the sword, can't see me.
Ooh, that's going to hit.
Uh-oh.
He missed with the first one, just. But then you put your swords up one way so that you could shield it, and he saw his opening, and he came down with a slam with the other one.
Dang it.
And this big meaty paw hits you for 11 points of damage.
Ow.
That's nothing.
And
It's not great.
he takes and he says, "Here, play with this." And he tosses the crystal out into the room. And it gets right about here, and it freezes in midair, and it sends out a little pulse of black energy. And you see, and it's glowing and throbbing like a heart.
Well, we knew this was coming at
And
some
you
point in time.
see two skeletons stand up.
He told us this was going to be a long campaign.
Years, right? I
That's what he said.
think it's going to be over tonight. Might even be over
By
the
long
next
campaign,
hour.
by long campaign, he meant if there were 14 players.
And he climbs into the sarcophagus.
He's like, I'm going to sleep now. Night night.
Yes, it's going to be a long campaign for me and my friends. Play with my little friends, would you? Won't you be my friend? Betty, do you want to be my friend?
No. No, I don't.
You're so
Won't you
antisocial,
be
sir.
my dinner?
You paladins are all alike. You talk all the good stuff, but when it comes down to it, you really don't want to be my friend.
So he's prone,
No, he's actually got cover.
Oh, yeah.
but is he prone?
No,
He's standing in the sarcophagus?
yeah, it's a
He said he laid
big.
down.
Okay, it's not on the table.
No, he said he
I
climbed
understand.
into it.
He said he
So
climbed
lie
into
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a standing sarcophagus? Not
No,
a-
no, it's a laid down. The top's off, but it's probably so. If he's standing, he's gonna, be about half.
What a weird thing to do.
Big old sarcophagus.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to fill it with holy water.
I have a decanter of Indus water. I just fill the sarcophagus. All right, Mr. Paladin, what are you gonna do now?
I stand up and poke at him with my sword.
Okay.
Stick him with the pointy end. That one should hit. That's a 23
That will hit.
for 9 damage.
9 damage. Ooh.
And then I duck back down.
All right. Well, he will take
How are
his
you hanging in there?
opportunity swing and miss again.
Why is it taking? I didn't move out of his zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did. You said
No,
last
I-
time you moved out because I got an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, but
last
now
time.
he's in the sarcophagus,
Struggling
so
a
I
little
just
bit.
stood up,
You want a
poked,
potion
and went back
or
down.
get your
I've
gooseberry? Is
got-
that-
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're not
I
out of his zone.
I
Okay,
haven't
fair
used
enough.
any of my stuff.
Fair enough. I
just
missed it
got
anyway.
the
So
healing bread and-
all right. Okay.
I'll go ahead and pop.
All right. Brave Cade.
Brave Cade.
Here's a damsel out there fighting the battle.
Well, Cade keeps jumping out and doing what he needs to do.
Yes.
That's what he's supposed to do. And in true Cade fashion, he's going to jump out and stab him in the kneecap.
Stabby, stabby.
All right. 18.
18 is a hit. He's actually very easy to hit. Big old meat shield.
I imagine.
20.
20 points of damage. Dang.
Still haven't been able to activate that crit yet on him.
Miss Pan.
So I need to heal some. I still have the healing bread, so I'm gonna eat one of those? What do I roll?
Oh, time out while I chew on this.
Can I do that?
No.
No?
Yeah, you can call time out.
No.
Time.
It's
Did you ever
your-
see
it's your
Spies
action.
Like Us?
Right. I'm gonna say that's my action.
Using
like,
an object.
No, I know.
Oh.
But
I'm just
he's
like,
not
you know
gonna.
what? I can. I'm about to die. I gotta.
You can disengage.
Oh, so I have to disengage for that.
No, you don't have
No.
to
Don't
disengage
have
for
to.
that.
Okay.
But you
Do you
can
have-
disengage
I
as
didn't
your
hide
action
for a reason.
and run, and as a bonus action, you can pull something out of your pack.
Oh, right. Because
Do you have
he
any
doesn't
transformations left?
have. I have one.
Use it.
All right. Yeah.
But
I'll-
those flames work so good, but still.
Right. Yeah.
And
I
you
don't want to
can't
lose
eat
my.
the bread, but if you transform, you have all those hit points.
Yeah, that's true.
So, did you pick what you're going to transform into?
I did not. No, not yet.
I have the monster manual. I would suggest the bear is usually the
That was
best
probably
one
what I was gonna go for. Yeah.
because it's got the most hit points. See, then he's got to get through all of those hit points.
Everybody fears the mighty T-Rex.
She can't do that yet.
I have a big head and little arms, and I just don't know how well thought out this plan was. Such a good movie.
This doesn't end well for you, big boy.
Let's see.
Are you turning into a bear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Let's keep going.
All right. So
This is
she's turning
5
into a
minutes
bear.
of
Right?
page turning.
All right. So, brown bear. There's your stats.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Okay. So.
Can I see him?
Yes, you can see him.
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame.
Try again. And I'll step closer.
That time he made us save.
He made it,
Yeah.
and I'll step right up behind him,
Okay.
and you feel healing, or no, that's an action, isn't it? Never
Probably.
mind. Yeah.
Unless it's
Preserve
healing
life.
word. Word is a
No.
bonus action.
No, I was gonna do preserve life. My preserve life feature,
Oh.
which I can heal him up to half,
Okay.
but I'll do that next round.
All right. So.
If there is the next.
Well, there is that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got other things to worry about at this point.
And you hear the rattle of bones from behind you.
I'd ask how good the golem is looking at this point in time, but I'm pretty sure stitched
He
together
just
fletch is
healed
always going
back.
to look bad.
Yeah.
He
looked
does
ugly
look
from
bad,
the
but he looks very bad.
Gotcha. Good.
And he moves. He's moving up. But your cat. Ah, he's an ugly one. I don't like that guy. He doesn't look nice at all.
No. Can
But
you
what
help
are
me?
these? Oh,
Can you give me a little help here?
it's not really what I do.
I feel I'm in mortal peril.
Well, I realize that, but yeah, let's see what we can do here to assist. And she jumps out and rakes her claws at the skeleton. But I don't really want to deal with these skeletons. I want that guy.
Then go get that guy and let me deal with the skeletons.
Now you say that. All right. And she jumps on one of the skeletons and she swipes at him and, does a fair amount of damage. And then she jumps up here to the sarcophagus and goes, "You are my next plaything." I don't know why, but I just dislike you immensely. Everything you stand for. I can't remember, but something tugs at my brain and tells me you are evil incarnate. And he looks at, I don't know you, and I don't know what you mean by evil incarnate. I take that as a compliment. And he reaches into the sarcophagus and he pulls something out, and this blue-black light just bursts out like the sun exploding in the room. And he's holding an orb in his hand, basically a scepter. And it very much looks like the scepter you saw
In the image.
when you came in.
Mosaic.
And it is just sending this intense blue-black light everywhere.
I'm sorry, the old heavy metal fan of me is saying it's my luck, not you.
And this black crystal pulses again. And 2 more skeletons pop up. And I think that's where we call it.
That's where we'll break.
That's where we'll break.
All right.
And we hope you'll be back. We'll be back in a few minutes.
We hope we're back.
If you're
Keep on
praying
adventuring.
person, pray first.
Howdy. Welcome back to Piercing the Crystal Veil and our wonderful cast of characters.
I think a couple of episodes ago you called it Quest for the Black Crystal.
Did I really?
Well, he
That was
did,
the
he
name
did,
of
but it was
this.
like a sub-chapter.
Okay,
kind of.
was it? Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, so welcome to Quest for the Black Crystal, a subchapter of Piercing the Crystal Veil. And we are about to pierce, Pan or Nevi's heart. Because the Necromancer just pulled a very powerful artifact out of a tomb. But Pan just turned into a bear. A bare necessities. And all of a sudden the flames are gone.
Now I have a very warm shoulder shawl.
And we'll start
Now-
out with a smackdown.
This is just a fun question for our listeners here. Had she turned into a gorilla, could she still have the swords? Because you can hold concentration on something you had
Very
already cast.
interesting question.
Why
Oh
couldn't a
my
bear hold the
God.
swords?
They don't have opposable. Do bears have opposable thumbs? Is that just
No.
a
Well,
no.
you
I
know,
don't think so.
that-
You'd be screwed if that was the case. So
But they
It's just a
grab
question.
fish and stuff, you know.
Let's explore that one off
Yeah.
camera.
I would
For
say
sure.
that
That's just an
she
interesting question.
could have had the swords. I would say she'd have disadvantage with them,
okay,
but
that's fair.
you know,
Because no longer arms. It's
yeah, and she's
clumsy.
not used to that
right.
type of
Well,
know
she just has to use
sword
her feet.
Handstand.
But
We don't have any feet yet.
But you can, like one of my other games, Robert, he always casts Moonbeam. And then he goes into his, bear form, or, well, he usually, bear form or octopus or,
Yeah.
snake. He likes a giant snake.
Yeah.
That's what he always does. Because he can immobilize and constrict everything that he gets near, and it's just like, really, dude?
Thanks for the strat.
Really? I hate that. So,
Note to self.
yes.
Giant boa constrictor.
She's watched him
Giant
enough,
snake.
Oh yeah.
So, but we're starting on my turn, and the golem now
Right.
free of the flames no longer has disadvantage, and he has 2 targets to swing at, and he will take a swing at each one of them. Cade, and he swings right over Cade's head, just. And you know how when you're in the back of the car and you're messing around and your parents say, "You stop that," and they swing and you duck and it hits your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cade doesn't have to duck, but it swings right past and hits you.
I tried to stand in the way, but I'm only this tall.
Great.
Actually, that was his second attack. But he does 11 points of damage. Boy, at least I'm consistent. I think that's what I did last time.
Yeah.
All right. So, the skeletons ramble in, and 2 more have stood up. So, Morale and Nevi. One skeleton takes a swing, and what is your armor class?
18?
18. I think he misses. And Nevi, that definitely misses. And this one moves over here, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, moves here. So Pan, that's a hit
Again.
again
Dang it.
for 4 points of damage.
Okay, I can
They
do
don't carry the same kind of smackdown.
That is true.
And Morale, that one will hit, and that will do 6 points of damage. Okay. So, Nevi, what are you going to do?
Let's get this boy out of combat. Quick, this round.
And that crystal is still sitting in midair. This black crystal is floating
That's
in midair,
great.
just
How
pulsing.
high is it off the ground?
It's probably about 15 feet off the ground. Just pulsating. And every time it pulsates, it sends out a little ripple of black energy, and you can see the skeletons.
All right,
almost
I'm going
like
to
they're
take the hint the
quivering.
GM has given me, and I'm going to Ray of Frost at the crystal. I don't Ray of Frost the crystal. I got a 9.
All right,
A 10.
that will miss. All right,
And then
Cade.
cry for my movement.
cry for your movement?
Bonus action cry.
Bonus action cry.
All right. So again, Cade is now he's not jumping out of hiding here, but nonetheless, he is still taking a swag at the golem there.
Did you do a D4 and would it have helped?
All right, 18.
18, that's a hit.
5 on the 20 and a 1 on
Yes.
the 4.
13 damage.
13, all right.
It'd be like that.
And he's bleeding, and you can see the stitches on his arms and everything are starting to come undone. And chunks of meat are falling off when you're hitting him. And he smells really good, and you're hungry too, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with more. Hold on, let's see.
He's a
For my
flesh golem made of cured salmon.
That's right. And he wants to swim. I'm just trying to get home.
Ham hock column. Smells like bacon. Would have been good with the flame sword.
Ooh. Oh, hit him again!
Like
Hit him again!
Drooling.
Sacred flame.
Oh yeah, what did the cat do on my turn?
He jumped up. He hit the skeleton and then jumped up onto the
Did we have a
sarcophagus.
turn
So-
since then or no?
No.
I'm going to take my bonus action and kind of not really move, but narratively speaking, I'm just going to move right beside the bear, behind the bear, so that the skeleton can't see me.
Okay.
Because I've got a feeling this thing's probably about to go down with you.
All right. So you're not trying to hide?
I'm hiding.
Oh, you
Is
are
what
going
I'm
to
doing.
hide?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that hides from everybody. Okay.
That's why I said narratively.
Okay.
That's
All right.
what's happening. All right, that is a 19.
Okay. All right. Pan.
Okay, so
I
I'm
got the bear.
yeah, I'm a bear now. So I'm pretty pissed that I'm getting roughed up by this guy and the skeleton. So I'm gonna go ahead
Does the
and
swipe
do my...
hit multiple targets with him a bear?
No, I think you get 2
You get
attacks.
I do
three
get 2
attacks?
attacks.
Is it 3 attacks?
I would figure 2 claws and a bite.
It's
like,
possible. I think it's 2 because I think it's only a combat rating of 1. But
Yeah, it's 2.
it is 2. Okay.
It's 2. It's 1 bite and 1 claw.
Gotcha.
Do
so I'm
it.
gonna take my claw attack, swipe at him.
And they do
and
nothing.
you have a D4.
Your claws do nothing to him. They're not magic.
But she changed my
He's
magic. so
immune
wouldn't
to
that-
non-magic?
Yes, he's immune to magic.
Oh my god.
Get the skeleton.
So your first attack you realize does nothing to him.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn, I guess, bat away this little skeleton guy.
Okay,
That's
What's a D4?
13. Oh, you're
that'll
right.
hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Their armor class is 13.
Okay. And claw. That was my bite attack. It's 7.
7 damage. All right.
That round didn't go how we had planned.
Oh, I made a mistake.
No, you didn't, because you're still a meat shield, and you got all these extra hit points.
And now I've got a heavy hit coming
That's true.
in the line.
So
That's true.
no, it's still played out.
So I'm gonna try and hit the crystal that's floating there with my crossbow.
With your crossbow. Okay, now you know because you have someone on you, you'll be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Now you could use Sacred Flame, which does not require.
To hit the crystal?
Well, it's a save,
Right.
right?
But it has no dex. It's not moving.
Right, but I've got a basic save for it. I anticipated that you might use
Okay.
Sacred Flame.
Alright, then Sacred Flame, the crystal.
Nuke it! Nuke it now!
Nuke it. Nip this in the
And
bud
it
with any luck at all.
failed its save.
Yay.
And roll your
That's-
damage.
Can't wait till next level and I get another one. 4.
4 damage, okay.
Consistency. That's what I like about it.
And
Yeah.
it
You're welcome.
it sparks off of the crystal, and you can see that it kind of flickers in the blackness that's emanating from it. Sort of
Must I hit?
flickers a little bit. Well, I'll declare. I told you I didn't like you. And if I'm done, you're not going to have any eyes left, you fiendish little foul creature, you. And your cat springs at him. And he's
Yay.
like, where did you come? Now I sound like
doggy. Everywhere I turn around, there's another little country dog running
That's
around.
right.
What's going on?
I do declare.
Doggy.
You should have just made the whole land of
Southern. I know.
Eleanor
I know.
either Southern or Russian, and just
I mean, I'm telling you, that's the hardest thing about doing it. It really is the hardest thing about doing this is you get an accent and then you have to switch to a totally different accent.
And then
you
recall
know,
what your accent was.
And then
Yeah.
especially from the next week. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to when they re-meet some of the players that we've already NBCs we've already been.
Completely different accent.
And who is that exactly? That doesn't sound like Paul. That sounds like Mom. And anyway, do you want to roll for your cat?
No,
Okay.
I roll horribly. You're rolling much
she
better
misses.
than I am.
She jumps
Great.
on him and she misses. But he is taken aback and he's like,
Get it off. Get
"Hey,
it off.
where'd you come from?" And so he reaches out and he does a cold touch
Not my kitty.
on the cat. And it seems to have no effect. And he's like,
Oh, good.
"Dang it!" And he says, "Oh, it's time to go." And he disappears and he reappears
Of
over
course he
here.
does.
He says, "Where
Great.
did that thing come from?" And
Did she go with him?
no.
That would have been
He's like,
brilliant.
"Where are you going? I'm not done playing with you yet." That would have been funny.
Thought I'd ask.
All right. So, and you're hiding?
Yes.
All right. So, the bear just got smacked again, and that one misses. What's the bear's armor class?
It is
14, I
11.
think.
11. All right.
Same as my normal armor class.
For 13 points of damage.
Wow.
And the skeleton swings at you and hits
Ow.
for 5 points of damage.
I think I'm done.
Well, you just revert back to your
Yeah,
normal
I think
form.
back to. I can't math. Hold on.
Okay,
That's what's
Nevi.
why I'm stressed. No?
That's a hit for 5 points of damage.
okay.
And
I'm no longer
that's a hit for 2 points of,
I hope to
3
end
points
this
of
guy.
damage.
This turn.
Let's freaking do it. Let's do it.
And we have another swing at Nevi, and at Brown, and that misses.
Thank God.
And these skeletons, but oh wait, you hit it, didn't you?
I did
Okay,
hit
so it doesn't pulse this time. All right,
This time.
because you hit it with radiant damage, right? Right. Okay. So, Nevi.
Well, these are skeletons, and I don't feel like a rapier does very much against skeletons.
You would think not, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't specify that they're like.
They're vulnerable to a specific type of damage, but they're not resistant. They're only a combat rating of quarter. So
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna try to kind of improvise weapon this shield, and just knock him with it.
okay, fair enough.
That'd be 12 plus 3. It's gonna be 15.
That's a hit.
Okay. I'm assuming
That's bludgeoning.
club damage.
Yeah, so it'd be
D6.
bludgeoning. No, it's a D4. It's an improvised weapon.
Well, improvised weapon isn't always a D4. It's like whatever it most closely represents.
Right.
If
but
you want it
it's-
to be a D4,
yeah, it's a D4.
That's fine. Oh, good. 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, roll it again because they're vulnerable. Oh, you double it, so that's 8 damage
Awesome.
because they're vulnerable to
Even
bludgeoning.
better. Good job.
All right. Okay.
Cade spider monkeys. He's just coming out, just stabbing,
Stabby, stabby.
and he crits.
Oh!
That's exactly what we needed.
Just about exactly what you needed.
Well, we just needed some good damage. So that's exactly what we needed, you know?
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
And he's been waiting all game to get his crit in. Let's see what he does. 5 points of damage.
No. That would be 32.
Ow! Well, how would you like to describe it, sir?
Yes.
I told you he spider monkeys and just runs him straight through, riding his carcass all the way down to the ground.
So,
I'll wait and see
you
if you
are
did it.
busy running around undoing the
already went.
seams
Oh, you already went.
and cutting the threads, and his arms start falling off. And his head lobs to the side, and he collapses in a mound of dismembered flesh onto the ground. And he smells wonderful. It's a
Okay.
potpourri.
And then, as my bonus action, I would like to dash over to. Can I bait? Well, it's not even necessarily a dash. Can I put myself between the skeleton and her?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
You can make yourself a target, and I'll give
That's
the
what I'll do.
bonus for him to swing at you
That's
instead
fine.
of her. Yes. All right. Pan.
Ooh, so I'm no longer a bear. So I've got.
You can disengage, too.
But wouldn't the skeleton get a attack?
No, not if you
No.
disengage. If you
Okay.
disengage, you can run away. You just
Yeah.
don't get an attack.
I'm gonna disengage.
Can we
Okay.
move the giant purple dude out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage. Just kind of like stop, drop. Since I guess I'm assuming I'm laying on the floor from being, hit and transforming. So I'm just gonna try, kind of, just roll myself, out of the way.
You are
and-
not prone.
Right.
No, I'm not
no,
prone.
no.
Not at all. Unless they're shooting
and-
ranged attacks at me, in which case then I
And
am
then she's
prone.
And in that death, I gain 3 hit points.
And so that I can still heal myself, right? Like eat a healing bread.
Yes.
Okay. What do I roll for that?
I think it's 2d4 plus 2, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I need some healing pretty bad.
Nice. One of them.
7.
Okay. Well, that beats a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah.
Or a big smack with a meaty paw.
Well, at least
Yeah.
the big dude's down from his
Mm-hmm.
hit, so.
All
Gives me the
right.
double digits again. So I'm fine.
I'm going to use my preserve life on him and get him up to half.
Okay.
It just shoots me straight to half.
Yeah. How many is that?
13.
13?
So it heals you 13?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good buff. Okay. Where'd you go? Dagnabbit, I wasn't done with you yet. And she turns and she goes, and there's another foul spawn in this casket here. And she runs over here and leaps at him. He says, will you leave me alone? Will you leave me alone?
Just like a cat. The one that doesn't want the cat to pay attention to.
I know.
I'm so glad I can torture you in this
I know.
small way.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to write last night, and Kalachi, my cat, it's like, come on, I got my little painting table, so it's like, you won't pay attention to me? I'm going to walk around on
Right
your
in
painting
the middle
table.
of it,
It's
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, no.
Please stop.
Yes, I know, walking on the keyboards, it's like, oh yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're so affectionate,
Right?
So, and obviously you want to be fed.
Right?
Yeah. So she leaps up at him and she hits him and scratches him for 8 points of damage. And he's like,
That's
ow!
hitting harder than I am.
Oh my gosh, y'all took my buddy down. It's definitely time to bail. But you didn't hit the crystal, right?
Not that time.
So it pulses and 2 more skeletons stand up. And he says, time to go. And that crystal that he pulled out earlier, he smashes it on the ground and it explodes into it's almost like a black sphere forms and just starts enveloping, almost like he stepped into black mercury. It just runs all over his body, and then it starts contracting and contracting and contracting until it goes to a little dot and it's gone. And what's left is this mercury that crystallizes and falls to the ground into a black powder. And he's gone. But his skeletons are not.
And that crystal's still there.
And that
pulsing.
crystal is still there.
So,
And he swings at you and misses.
thank God.
Oh, Nevi. Oh, that was a critical miss. Dang. And
So did he dislodge
Oh.
his femur?
oh, they just stood up, so they can't move yet. And Cade, yes. Not that I'm cheering for hitting you or anything like
No,
that.
by all means. It's all good.
For 6 points of damage. Drat! That guy just doesn't know how to stay in party, does he? I need to.
Can you help with these other guys?
They don't concern me that much.
Can you please?
Since you asked so nicely, I guess I will. But I want to know where he went.
We'll find that out after we dispatch these guys.
I don't like him at all. All right. But I guess we'll leave it to Nevi to see what he's going to do.
Shield bash again.
All right.
That's higher than it was the last time.
All right.
And then damage wise, 7, so 14. I guess.
14. And he explodes into a pile of bones.
And then I'll step down toward the next skeleton, I guess.
All right. Cade.
All right. All right, so the skeleton that is in front of me, I'm just going to square off with him and go after him.
All right. Ooh, he's brave now with Mr. Skeleton.
Nothing left to lose.
There's nothing left to hide behind.
That's more what it is. It's not that there's nothing left to lose. There's nowhere
20.
left to hide.
20. That's a hit.
Oh, I do not get the bonus damage for that one because I'm not sneak attacking. All right, 9.
9 damage, okay. All right. So,
Skeleton's not dead?
nope.
Okay, I'm gonna walk forward.
You still have
Actually-
spells left too, don't you?
I do, yes. Let's see, what am I gonna do? I actually am going to stay where I'm at and cast Thorn Whip at this guy.
Oh, at this guy?
Yeah, the
Oh,
skeleton.
Okay, the one that Kate's fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
And that one.
That's a cantrip, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And that
okay.
one I don't. Do I roll to hit with that one?
30 foot, I don't recall.
It's
Rolled.
just cast at will.
Cast at will, that's because it's a
Does it say it have a
cantrip.
DC save or does it?
I don't
Should
see.
be- I think it's a to hit.
It's a to hit, is what it looks
Okay,
like.
that's what I think. Okay. Sorry, it's been a while. That's cocked. 15?
That's a hit.
Okay, cool.
It's probably 1d6.
Yes, it is. 2.
2?
Yes, 2.
Oh, and you don't get any bonuses either.
Nope.
Ooh, you didn't need much more than that because he just smacked him, so, but not enough. Wow.
Sacred Flame the Crystal.
Sacred Flame the Crystal. Ooh, do your damage. And it pulsates in the radiant. 2.
Just kill me now. Just kill me. Just get it over with. Put me out of misery.
That's right. I just want to lay around and drink cream
That's all I want.
in the cat
I
God's
did not
garden.
sign up for this.
That's right. Okay. Oh, it's back to me. Oh. Ooh, Mrow. I apologize for that, but you take 3 points of damage. And Nevi, the next skeleton on your list on the hit parade, misses. And Cade. What's your armor class?
16.
16. That misses. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Cade, That misses. Pan, probably going to hit. Nope, that misses too. Dang. All right. Nevi,
How high up is the crystal off the ground?
15 feet. Just high enough to be kind of almost out of your reach.
Well,
Unless you cast your lightning lure or something like that.
well, I can jump a long distance equal to my strength score, right?
On a running jump, a standing jump, it's half your strength, I think. On
Okay.
a standing jump. On a running jump,
And where exactly is the crystal?
up here directly, so it's right about here.
So if I need to make like an athletics check to do this, that's fine.
You're gonna have a skeleton in your way, so because there's one standing right in front of you.
Are the
so
steps like tall steps like they look in the models, or are they short steps?
They're
normal steps.
normal steps.
I see.
So
Yeah, then I would like to use the skeleton as leverage.
okay, you're gonna have disadvantage though
Stand
with
on
a
him.
skeleton
That's
on
fine.
the
There's
athletic.
plenty of footholds. Just climb up.
It's like a rib
Launch
cage.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
a ladder.
All right.
Well,
So
hey, tell you what, I've got plenty of movement. I move back 10
Okay.
feet. He can take his attack of opportunity. That's fine.
but what's your movement?
30.
30. Okay, if you move back 10 feet, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, you would just barely make it. Okay.
Yep.
So you still got to move past him, so he'll get an opportunity attack.
That's fine.
And it's still going to be disadvantage, but you can get there.
Sure.
And I'm going to make it. You're just wanting to hit it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
want
to
to.
make it a 10.
I want to running jump and then whack it with my shield out of the
Okay.
sky.
I'll just make it a
I just
base
wanna
10.
remove it
Here's
from-
your D4, huh?
Yep. Disadvantage. 10.
10. That hits.
I got. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm proficient with my shield, right?
Well, it would be your athletics roll.
Well, what the heck is? We have skills now.
Yes. Yes, whatever your athletic. What's your strength?
My strength is a 3. Yeah, no, it's
Strength
Well,
is a
that's plus
3.
No, it's a
Plus
plus
three,
3.
yeah, plus 3.
Are you proficient in athletics? Because then it'd be another plus 2.
I'm not. No.
No, you're not. Okay, so it's plus 3.
Yeah. No, so I got a 9.
Okay. So you leap, and you swing down with your shield and drat so close, you missed it by that much. And the skeleton takes a swing at you as you go jumping by, and he misses you by that much. So Nevi lands right below it. All right. So, Cade.
Kate is now surrounded by skeletons.
Yes, he is.
So let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think he's feeling pretty froggy after what he just did. So I think what he'll do, he'll go ahead and finish off the skeleton standing in front of him.
Okay. Attempt to finish off the skeleton. Let's stand in front of you.
It's 9, 16 to hit.
Well, you finish off the skeleton that's standing.
Well, did he only have 1 point?
2 points.
Okay.
And you just smash him, and bones go flying in all directions.
And as a bonus action, I will disengage from the other 2.
Oh, okay. Well, only one actually. This one's engaged on.
Oh,
Have you
from this
disengaged?
angle, I can't see.
Right. So, where would you like to be?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's appropriate.
Okay. All right. Pan.
Pan has just the one skeleton right there
Yep.
now. I'm just gonna cast. He's
You
not-
could Burning Hands and get Cade too, I think.
I don't have burning hands prepared right now.
Midget, got it. Okay, all right.
The little skeleton guy is not worth another of my actual big boy spells, so I'm just gonna cast Frostbite. So it has to make a 13 Constitution save.
Ooh, Constitution. And it fails.
3 points.
3 points.
Yeah. Oh, and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
Oh, well, that's big. That's good. Okay. Wow. Oh, you got 2 skeletons over there for you to.
So Sacred Flame the crystal,
Okay.
and then can I jump down off the side of the stairs and run away?
Okay, the
from
crystal
them?
made its save that time.
Okay. Can I jump down off the side of the stairs and run away from the skeletons?
Yes, he'll get an opportunity attack.
That's fine. He's
You
going to
can
hit me anyway.
Okay.
No, move me away.
And he misses. Okay. Over here?
No, away. Not into the next one, no. Okay, perfect.
All right.
There's a whole lot of DM metagaming going on right there.
What? Okay. And, oh, Dairy, let me see what I can do.
Thank you.
And Quinny leaps at this skeleton and leaps right through the rib cage and out the other side. Says, I sure didn't plan that one very well, did I now? And lands right here.
See, now this is where a dog would come in useful. There's a whole ring of dogs.
That's right. Yeah, but making sure the dog actually went after the bones you want, that would be the difficult part.
Challenge, yeah.
Yes. All right. So now, and they attack Quinn. The skeletons say, "We wish you were a dog," but and that misses, and that misses. And they're swinging at Quinn, and Quinn is just jumping around and apparently having a good time doing it. Haha, you missed! I'll say, you can't hit anything now, can you there, darling? And Pan, this one takes a swing at you and hits for 6 points of damage. And
How are you doing? Because I know you're taking a whole lot.
I got 9 hit points.
ooh, you could survive 2, maybe 3 more hits from these guys unless they crit. And Cade. Oh, did you hide?
No,
No.
I just disengaged.
You disengaged 6 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. And it's back to Nevi.
If he's gonna back up to the wall,
Jump
and
again.
he's gonna high jump. So high jumping, if you've got at least 10 feet of movement before it, you get your strength modifier +3.
Okay.
So that's 6. Nevi's about 6'3".
So that's 12.
So that's 12, and you got a reach of 1.5 of your.
Oh, you've
distance
done all the
and
math
height.
here. Okay.
I looked up the rules when it wasn't my turn.
Good. Thank you.
So I don't have to make any rolls for the athletics check. I'm just trying to hit the dang crystal.
Roll to hit the crystal. And hitting a stationary object, I'm just going to make it a 10 again.
Son of a bitch.
I didn't think you could roll less than last time.
You gotta be freaking joking me right now.
The more dramatic you start getting with the rule set, have you not
The worse
noticed
it gets.
the worse that your dice get?
You're gonna have to pick a different set of dice. Those would
I've
be
already
shame.
switched once.
Would you like a set of mini dice?
No.
I think you need the mini dice here.
Nevi's just the a-hole this episode. Like, I'm gonna go fight the tiefling. Bam! Oh! Never mind. I'm gonna hide behind the sarcophagus. Nevi's just running
And
back
you
and
call-
forth,
and-
trying to
and
hit
you
a
called out to me.
stationary crystal. I didn't call out Kate. It's him.
Nevi's like, I get it now.
He's just running back and forth. Ha!
Just throw
Next turn. I'm worse at throwing.
Unfortunately, the skeletons are not intelligent, or they probably would just spend their time watching you. You know?
Right? And laugh.
They're absolutely like, well, that guy's not a threat. Let's attack the cat.
Do you want to borrow my short bow?
I'm worse at dex.
All right, Mr. Cade, what would
I
you like
figure
to
I've
do?
got like a really round shield. Surely.
It's not working.
If you hit the one on Pan, you actually get your
Doing it
sneak
again.
attack die.
Yeah, I did, because she's technically
sure
within
you
5,
are.
so I get
This
that.
crystal
Yeah,
is
I get the
gone. This
advantage.
is my plan.
It's not sneak attack, I get the advantage.
No.
I'm not hiding.
No,
So
it doesn't matter. The hiding gives you the advantage. the sneak attack. You get sneak attack when you have advantage, but if there's an opponent engaged,
fair enough.
you get your sneak attack.
So I will take the 1 off of Pan.
Okay.
All right, so that is
And a D4?
16.
That's it.
That would be 15.
15. And it explodes.
Buddy.
All right. And
The Wrath of the Raging Midget.
Pan.
Okay, so this is the point where I'm gonna. Well, what do we have left? It's a
There's a
couple of
skeleton.
skeletons.
You've got one here. You
And
still
we've
have your
got the
thorn whip. You got
crystal
the
that's-
crystal up here in the air, and you've got these 2 skeletons here.
Okay.
But there's still a bunch of other skeletons laying.
Then
on
I am
the
gonna
ground.
take this moment to cast Cure Wounds on myself at
Okay.
first level.
So that's
D8.
1d8.
That's
And
not my-
reroll ones.
Okay.
I don't count ones on healing.
Nice.
That is 7. So I take 10 points of healing.
All right.
That's what I needed.
Have you guys ever seen a paladin without spell slots?
Yeah.
This is what we do.
That's what you do.
You have no ranged weapons.
He looks kind of like a moron.
We only know how to use shields, so
No.
it comes down to it.
Normally, when I see paladins without spell slots, I never even think of paladins with having spell slots. I think of them
Right.
moving in with their shields and beating things.
What I
And
tried to
occasionally
do.
they use their spell slots to, do big things.
Yeah,
you know?
well, when you hit us with a dex save, the shield means jack diddle.
That's true. That's true.
All right, I'm a Sacred Flame.
The what?
Crystal.
The crystal. Okay.
Yeah, she's probably gonna kill it right now.
And it fails its save. Roll your damage.
Please. 7.
Ooh. It starts
Or
to
8. Sorry.
8. Okay. It starts to crack. All right. Okay. Oh. This is, darling, this is actually kind of fun. I haven't gotten good exercise like this in a while.
Good.
But I
Still
seem to be
jumping
rolling a lot of
through.
ones right now.
you
She
said
rolled a 1 a
reroll
second
ones.
ago. Yeah.
The crystal's got a light that's shining fractured out of it at the ground.
What was that? What was that, darling?
Great.
Oh, Barry?
He's aiming for the.
As it cracks, you get the disco ball effect, all
Right.
the little disco spots.
That's good. Great.
Yeah, I know the laser pointer.
Yeah.
Toot, toot, toot.
I'd love to help you, but whoa.
This,
Ooh, shiny.
I am protecting you from the terrifying light
Okay,
laser.
that's a miss. All right, they are attacking.
Tell me
your-
how y'all are seeing this.
15. Oh, man.
Did you see how I attacked? That's how I feel right now. Did you guys see how I bravely approached the boss?
I know. And then lightning. Ooh.
So now you bravely die.
And then I got punked.
Here goes brave Sir Nevi. So the skeletons are just smacking at Quinn as Quinn is jumping around, and they just seem, and one of them actually hits Quinn pretty good, but it doesn't seem to phase her.
Good.
She seems like she's a pretty tough little kitty. And let's see what Nevi's got in store for us
I'll give you a
now.
guess.
Okay, let's
Runs
go.
back, runs it up. Hey, that time I got it.
All right, what'd you
Finally,
roll?
17.
17, that'll hit.
Hallelujah.
Do I need to roll damage?
Yeah.
Okay. 4.
4 points of damage. And it explodes
Hey,
into
goodness.
crystal. Parts of it chunks falling to the ground. And these skeletons drop.
Thank the Lord.
Ooh.
And everybody breathes a sigh of relief. And you hear a moaning coming from the sarcophagus.
Yep, I point my. I knew it. I'm like pointing my shield already that way.
I'm just kidding on that.
I would like to take this opportunity to use my bonus action of second wind.
Nevi was like a turn away from booking it out the other door again. He was looking for like, how can I get around the golem to bounce back? I'll come back and rescue you guys later.
That's right. Here goes Mr. Paladin. Dudley Doolittle.
Yeah, do I got 10 minutes? We could do the prayer of healing.
Do you wish to take 10 minutes?
No, I'm gonna look in. I'm gonna loot the
Do
room.
you want me to do the prayer of healing
Sure.
while y'all loot?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm good on hit points. I've got half
Speak
my
for
health left.
yourself.
He's got half his health left, and he's talking about bailing in the room.
No,
I
dude,
can
at
already-
the time I
can
had
already
5
give
hit
you
points
the
left.
Oh
two
yeah, that's
left
tough.
over
Oh,
that
that's
I have
tough.
And,
Yeah.
and I was
So
staring
you
down a
got two
fully
there.
healthy
Okay.
necromancer.
And then-
So I was ready to bounce. Like at that time, nobody was by me. I was by myself, and I had just been lightning bolted.
Well, that's because you bolted past everybody and ran off.
Well, but he was trying to engage the necromancer to stop him.
If there's
from...
anything that we learned from the previous encounter, it's don't attack the actual thing, hit the thing behind the thing. So that's what I went
17.
for.
Okay.
And then I got punked.
Oh man, I know. And one of the
Oh,
things
I'm an accident.
with the flesh golem,
Oh, and
Once
that's
you got
17
'em,
for everybody. Sorry.
they basically have like 100 hit points. And fire, anytime you hit him with fire, it gave him disadvantage. But one of the things too, which he never rolled, if he had rolled it, once he got down to below 40 hit points, every round I had to roll a 6-sided die. If he rolls a 6, he just goes berserk. And he just starts hitting everything in sight. Doesn't matter what it is. Inanimate
crazy.
objects.
Wow,
Anything,
stupid.
exactly.
If we could have lured him back over by the crystal, he could have taken it.
Yeah, because he could have reached it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
So yeah, I like loot the sarcophagus, I loot the room,
Alright, so-
see if there's anything of value at all.
You approach the sarcophagus.
Sure do.
And
I only have a lesser restoration. I don't think that works on curses.
when you look, it's an incredibly ornate. You go up to the sarcophagus, and it's incredibly ornate. There's glyphs all over it. You can see that there were silver bindings on it that were broken, and the top was pushed off onto the ground behind it. And again, it would have taken great strength to do that because it was a heavy piece of crystal. And inside, you see the remains, all ordained in black and red robes, of the skeleton of a tiefling. And he is wearing elaborate jewelry of skulls. He's got a necklace of human and replicas of human and dwarven and dragonborn skulls, with a dragonborn skull with a spear sticking through it at its base. He's got rings, diamond rings, a sapphire ring. His belt is gem encrusted. And he is laying there in his fine robes. And you can see one of his hands has been broken off. All right. Where it looked like something was ripped out of it. And that is what you see. What would you like to do?
Sprinkle him.
I'm going to. I'm gonna
Lift up your golden leg and sprinkle him with holy water?
Dismember him
gonna
to
use
make sure
my-
he stays that way.
use my last divine sense to sense if there's any like evil magic still emanating from.
You detect the residues of evil magic, but it feels like it's fading and it's not
Perfect.
active.
Give me all them gems.
Okay, so you grab all of the gems. There's a necklace, there's 2 rings, and the belt, and the fine robes, which they're very fine robes. I don't know if you want to disrobe the skeleton.
Yeah, I mean disrobe it for sure.
Okay, you're gonna disrobe the skeleton.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll take the robes
Skeleton
and everything.
strip.
Can I actually
He's
get
already
the
been
silver
disarmed.
off of the sarcophagus and to take for later to get my
You can't check for
boss
piercings unless you
silver
disrobe
tip?
him.
If you'd like, you can spend some time trying to.
How much is all of that worth?
All of that is worth 500, 650.
To be determined by a vendor.
Well, yeah,
You're gonna
About
split that
800
with
gold.
us, right?
800 roughly.
About 800 gold.
Do I need to know like itemized? Or are you gonna like make it
Well, I
hard
have
to
it.
sell this
It's
stuff?
down here, so
Okay.
yeah, you can. If you choose, you might want. I mean, the necklace of skulls. I mean, that's kind of a jazzy item. If you want to go to a goth party or something like that, you might want
I'm
something.
sure there's a market for it
I'm
somewhere.
sure there is
Yeah,
too.
Maybe not in town here. probably be frowned on.
Yes.
They probably want to pulverize it into dust.
Something's telling me that the paladin who is looting a dead body.
I'm only a paladin by class.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I mean, is there anything else of value in the room? I mean, we were sent here to stop him from grabbing something. Is it pretty clear that that scepter is what we
You
were
got
supposed
it.
to stop him from getting?
Probably so.
Okay, not the black crystal that he threw out in the middle of the room and
No.
abandoned. Most likely
No,
not.
the big shining orb,
Which
rod.
he broke, right?
No.
Oh, I thought he broke that.
Yeah,
No,
the way
he-
you described that is
No,
he smashed it on the ground.
He grabbed another black crystal in his hand and
Okay.
smashed it on the
Okay.
ground.
I see.
Okay, sorry. And that crystal powder is laying on the ground there.
Fine. Well, I'm really glad this one didn't teleport me whenever I hit it. That would have been awesome.
Yes.
Because I did not hear that earlier.
So
Yeah.
is there anything else y'all want to...
Blink, blink. Where'd he go?
I'm gonna examine the room. Are there any other,
Yeah.
especially around the
Right,
altar
more
area?
mosaics.
I'm gonna see if
Let's,
there's any other,
Roll me
I'd like to investigate.
roll me an investigate, and roll me a sleight of... And do you have... Okay, so you investigate.
Yep, no, I don't.
18.
18. You determine that in the sarcophagus, underneath the skeleton, looks like a false panel.
Okay. I will start working my way through that false panel.
Okay, you're just going to open it up.
There it
You're going to
is.
do anything.
Well, obviously, I was just looking to see whether there was anything going on, but
You found the false panel.
okay. So I will see if there are any booby traps set around
All right.
false panel.
Good idea. Okay. Do you have thieves' tools?
Yeah. No. No. I didn't acquire any.
You should. It comes with being a thief. You get.
Well,
thieves'
he
tools.
didn't. He didn't
Started
start as a
out-
thief.
I didn't start out as a thief.
Okay.
And
That's
All
so
right.
playing it legitimately.
Okay.
I didn't have
So give me sleight of hand.
any. 8.
Okay. So you move the panel, and nothing happens. So, you pulled the panel open, and you see various ointments and potions. There's an ornate wand and a couple of arrows.
All right. So from the rest of the crowd, all you're seeing is Cade's feet above the top of this thing, kicking, bones flying out at this point.
Do you need help?
Oh, we got this. And he's just gonna start kind of stuffing and tucking.
Okay, so you find three. You find a little container of ointment, and basically what I described. And the wand has glyphs carved all across it.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So a wand with glyphs. I'm gonna do it this way. A wand with glyphs, and you said there was
Ointment, a jar of ointment.
okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. So curiosity is going to kill the cat.
Okay.
So he's going to stand up in the middle of this.
Hey.
In the middle, and I
Which
notice
cat?
how I said this. He's going to stand up and go, "Wonder what this does," and start taking the wand around.
Okay.
Please tell me it's just a 1+1.
You are now sucked into the Tomb of Horrors.
It is
Like Forrest
a.
Gump's foot.
You will have to attune to it, but it basically is a wand of the War Mage, which is basically a +1 wand, is what it is.
Does that give you the War Mage feat?
No.
While you use it? Nerds.
Unfortunately, not. Just gives you a +1 on your attack rolls, and anything you hit with it is a +1 damage.
It would kind of like defeat the purpose of the War Mage because you're supposed to be able to use weapons and stuff.
Well, you have that in one hand and a sword in the other.
Well, that
Yeah.
kills my finesse bonus, so.
And and really, we only have, you're the warlock, so you're the only one that.
I mean, I'm a sorcerer.
Oh, you're a sorcerer. Yeah, you could use it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I get my bonuses by only having a single hand weapon. So if I have.
Fight,
The
fight,
one-
fight,
the
fight,
one
But
is-
that's not really a
fight.
weapon.
The one
That
isn't a
counts as
weapon, but you're also not really using magic.
No. No, I have a.
Well, you could really use it, but you could really use it too.
Fight, 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 fight.
So should I stick my finger in the jar of ointment and lick it?
Yep.
All right, we're doing it.
Or at least sniff it.
Okay.
I just flash him
Sniff it
a
first.
gold piece.
How many? Okay, you stick your finger in it, and how many hit points are you down?
None.
None. Well, if you were, you would heal some hit points.
How big's this jar?
You think that he used one? You think he just used a third of it?
That's a hell of a lick.
That's a.
Well, it's got 3 doses in it. It's
Gotcha.
Keaton's ointment.
So it's not a very big jar.
No.
I mean,
And-
to Kate, it's a pretty big jar, but it's not
That's
a very
right.
big jar.
And Keaton's ointment basically heals conditions. This glass jar, 3 inches, contains 1d4 dose of thick mixture that smells faintly of aloe. The jar and its contents weigh a half pound. As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature that receives it regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Sheesh.
Wow. Can he spit it back in?
Yeah,
He just wasted one of those on a joke. But I do flip you a gold piece.
A dare. Yeah, lick it. Lick it.
So it removes poisons and then does what? What's the other
It
one?
cures disease and poison and does 2d8 plus 2 healing.
Alright. I mean, if there's nothing else in the room.
There's the crystal powder left from the crystal he exploded. There's these crystal skulls, tiefling skulls up on the wall. And that's pretty well about it.
I mean,
The
I roll
skeletons.
an insight, I guess, to see if we need to care about any of that.
Okay.
Got a 6. I'm fixated on it.
And plus, it wouldn't necessarily be insight at that point because that's more of a, I would think, investigator history or something like that to think.
Well, I don't know the history of the space, and I can see them clearly.
Right.
So what would investigation do?
Because insight is feeling out somebody else, their emotions, their intentions.
Is it always person to person? Never
Pretty much.
situation?
I mean, it could be to a point, but using your intelligence, more it'd be an intelligence skill to decide whether you thought you needed any of these things. So you want to know whether you think anything here or specifically what?
The things that you pointed out.
Oh,
Do we need to stay here anymore, or can we leave?
you can probably
Great,
leave.
we'll leave.
Okay.
I'd like to examine the dead golem's body.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Well, I rode him to his death, so I mean.
You investigate, and it's very large body parts that you can see. Like one of his arms is a dragonborn.
Well, I mean, the last couple things like we had killed, he had crystals hidden and stuff like that. So I mean,
And so that's what
I'm
you're
kind of,
specifically. Okay.
I'm kind of following that kind of intuition.
Okay. You don't find it.
Okay.
You
So
know,
I
it's
come out
just-
low messy.
He sticks out. Hey, that was cool. Ooh, I stink. Ooh, let me use some more of this ointment.
Not the ointment.
And there was a potion too, if you want to.
No, I asked you if there was something else, and you.
Yeah, there was a potion.
Well, no, I'm not touching that.
Okay.
Not yet.
It looks at you. It smells foul and it's black. And you think you can see little bits of bone and stuff floating around inside of it.
Hey, I tell you to lick that one.
Put your finger in it.
Don't. No. Mm-mm.
No, I think that one's going to be turned into some ye old magic shop.
I see. Yeah, you never know. So you're gonna make your way out. All right. So you basically go out the way you came, and you go down the crystal hall where the remains of the skeleton is, and the pile of crystal that was left behind by him. And you go down to the stairs and you go up that slanted crystal passage, and you can see the remains of the crystal and the runes up there at the base that still is putting out energy and seems to be pulling energy from that passage. And as you walk up, you look and you can see your ghostly selves reflected in the passage walls, the crystalline passage walls. And you walk out past that large room where you see the tiefling skulls in the four corners and the remains of the crystals that you defeated there, and past the hallway with the mosaic of the crystal lord and his staff, his or rod, and the little hands that were holding those crystals in there, and out into daylight. And you're like, because it just felt oppressive. It didn't really feel dank because it was very dry, but the whole time you were in there, it just felt
Desiccated.
Yes, exactly. Just oppressive. And you didn't realize how much so until you got out into the daylight, especially you. And you were like, oh, thank goodness. So where to now?
I guess back to the
back
grove, to the garden lady.
All right, to the garden
Whatever that city was.
in the heart of Morena.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and that's probably a good place for us to.
Can we just send her a letter and
You don't want to face the music?
we fail?
Well, after coming this close, if only Nevi could have hit that thing with his shield, all of it would have been
time.
different.
Just one time. If I could have succeeded one check.
One check, yeah. Then when she sacred flamed it the last time, it would have
Thank you all
exploded.
for your prayers and good thoughts. We managed to walk away.
Well,
Yes.
from my perspective, what we were told to do was go there and stop a thing. We didn't. They weren't specific on what the thing was, so
We stopped
a thing.
things.
We
Now-
did stop the golem. Yes, that's true. That's the story we'll stick with.
Huh? We stopped a thing.
Yeah.
We
It didn't
defeated
mean
a
that we
bunch of
needed to get
evil.
rid of the orb, but they should have been more specific.
Bring the orb. Bring back the orb.
This is why Cade's our most charismatic partner.
That's right. And he is. Well, no, maybe you are, yeah.
All right. Guys.
So, people, thank you very much. We'll see you in a little bit. Don't go away, and we'll be right back. Well, howdy. Welcome back to Tabletop
is this your
Nerdcast?
cat talking?
Welcome back to Tabletop Nerdcast. Piercing the Crystal Veil. We're so glad you come back to join us on this fine evening. And they have successfully stopped something.
I don't know.
They did
successfully.
stop something.
I'm gonna move this camera angle to show everybody my pile of disgraced dice real quick.
I don't have that camera view up.
Nuts.
Would you like me to switch to
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right,
Oh.
sure.
I think it
I can
is-
switch
it is
to the
required.
pile of absolutely disgraced dice.
A whole
Shame.
pile of shamed dice.
Shame.
Oh, shame.
Well,
Shame.
for anybody else watching the rest of the podcast there, Percy, the reality is that they've heard you roll 18s, 19s, and 20s
No, I know.
through the first several sessions.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the law of averages. It just came to you at one time.
Okay, explain my rolls.
The law of small
You
dice.
pissed off a higher being? I don't know.
No, these actually roll higher than the big ones for me.
Well, what I've always wondered is all of these very intelligent people believe that by changing dice, that wholeheartedly
It's confirmed.
believe that by changing dice it will change the luck.
It's
And
not
any craps
confirmed.
player will tell you that's not how it works.
It's not
What?
totally about that. It's about I spent all this money on dice.
True.
Might
So
as
when
well
one
go
starts
through 'em.
failing me, it's like, well,
What do you have to
I bought
lose?
these other ones.
Yeah.
I know. What's
Maybe
wrong
they'll
with
do
the
better.
old blue dice with the crayons that you use to color in the numbers? I mean, they work just as well.
They're old, they're plain blue, you had to use crayons.
Well, that's true.
There's three
That's true.
negative strikes against them
Now you
already.
can have pretty colors and
Yeah,
things
exactly.
inside
Oh
of
my
them.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
see,
teeny tiny.
they have to be made of metal so that you can use them in self-defense.
Right?
That's right. If you have a
Hurt
slingshot and you use one of those things,
And for
My
for,
D4s
Oh
are
my God.
caltrops.
for any
yeah,
for
I know.
anybody that has a D4 that's made out of metal, if you've ever stepped on this, you're praying that you just stepped on a Lego. I mean,
ooh, that would hurt. Oh my gosh, that would hurt. And where is the best place in town to get these dice?
Columns Gate.
Gollum's
Gollum's
Gate.
Gate.
Yes.
Stafford, Texas.
Absolutely. And they have quite the selection because
They
we
do.
have a dice queen over here.
We do. Dice
Goblin.
Queen.
A nice
Yes.
goblin queen. I like that,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, I know.
It's true.
It is. I know. When you go to the cash register, it's just like, oh well, you know when you go to the, you're going out the supermarket aisle and they have all the candy right there. Oh
no, that's on the back. The dice are up at the register.
Oh, exactly.
I
Yes,
have to-
just right there.
I have to order 2 of everything because I'm going to take one.
That's right.
The impulse purchases
And
are
why
$35
exactly did Gollum's
boxes.
Gate go bankrupt? The dice. They'll open the door, and their old table will be, and just
Right.
dice will start rolling
Pour
out.
out.
You know.
I have a dice problem.
Yes. Some
Full-
people do.
Fully admit it.
That's right.
All right, long resting.
Yes. Okay. So they have successfully made it out of the tomb, and they are on their way back to Marina. They take the wagon and the.
Is it
and-
Marina or I thought it
Marina.
started with an L?
No, Marina.
I thought Marina.
The heart of Marina.
Okay.
I have it right here.
Yeah,
Would you
sure.
like to see?
No. I know that that's the name of the temple. I thought that there was a. I thought it was in a
something
town.
else.
Oh, Lastifus.
Yeah, last.
Yeah, it's south of the. Very good. It started with an L. It's south of the town of Lastifus. But they're heading back to talk to
the gardener.
the gardener, and and as they're approaching, they see the giant crystal flower in the distance, and it looks very inviting.
Oh, good. It hasn't started turning black yet.
That's right. It's green with yellow, yellow petals, green stem, just very beautiful. Just looking at it is, gives a sense of peace. And both Mrau and Nevi just feel very drawn to it. Just something about it that just seems very, inviting. And, Pan has heard of it many times, and it was her first time to see it. She looks, very, just the life and everything. And as you're, riding up, and the wagon is coming in, it's, late afternoon, and Pan, you see a familiar horse that you recognize as belonging to your friend Pole. Okay. and it's tethered outside. And you're approaching the crystal building that was outside, outside the tower where the gardener lived, and some of the monks, the priests, lived as well. And as you're approaching, a halfling comes, a Bargazer comes walking out, and he, looks over and says, "Well, dang, Larry, you..."
That's not what they said.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Everybody's country bumpkin.
I can't help it. Oh, Jiminy. So you can tell I'm a professional voice actor, can't you?
Needs a little more
Marina.
vodka.
Yes, I know. Marina! Oh, Pan! Pan, it is good to see you, Pan! Hey, Pan!
Oh, you've come back. Thank
Yes,
you.
I've been very worried about you. I was very worried. Census said you'd take off on some quest to stop some necromancer. What is it? You crazy?
No, I just wanted an adventure.
Well, it's quite an adventure.
I mean, it was worth it.
Was it? Did you do what you had intended to do?
Well, we saw the necromancer, and we killed a lot of evil, but I wouldn't say we stopped him.
I'll see. But you should come in.
To your credit, this is the best Jamaican you've ever.
I know. I need little earbuds or something, because all of a sudden these accents start going off,
You
and
can
it's
press the button on the side. Okay, that's what it's like.
yeah, that's what. Before I even start, it's like, okay, there we go. It is good that you made it. I was very worried
Absolutely.
about you. You should not take off like that. That is
Well, why shouldn't I?
because you have family here.
I mean, of course, but I've got, I came to see and learn more about the crystals, and this is an opportunity to do so.
Yes, but we miss you. Everybody misses you.
And of course, I'm always going to miss you, but you've been trying to tell me that everybody's been telling me, and I've been trying to get out, and isn't it good that I'm finally able to?
Yes, but we did not mean for you to leave like that.
Well,
We were hoping you would just get past and move on, but we were hoping you would, stay with the moon climbers. They, the horses, they miss you.
and I miss them too, and I love them all dearly, but I came for adventure, and I came to explore, and I feel like it'd be a dishonor to my mother's memory to not do that while I'm here.
I see. Well, I know you probably have things to do, but I wish to talk to you. That everybody is worried about you. You took off. We thought you'd just come to help a friend, these people, and that you'd be back, and then you did not come back. And I came and they said you were off stopping some necromancer. It was like, what?
It all happened sort of fast. We came and got Nevi healed, and then were asked to do a favor, and what else could we do but help? They saved us.
That is true. That is very true. That is, yes. You're a very honorable girl. You'll take care of this girl, right?
Absolutely.
Did you take care of them, or did they take care of you?
A little bit of both.
I see.
course.
And while all this, the gardener, she walks out. She's kind of watching the whole, thing, going on, and she's just kind of smiling and looking at everybody. And she steps in. She says, "Yes, he's been here shortly after you left.
Oh,
He's been very worried about you."
well, Paul, I promise we're all right. We did manage it quite okay.
But I know. I just don't want anything to happen to you. You know what I say? You've had a rough time lately. I don't want anything to happen to you.
I know. I appreciate your worry.
I go tend to Mandar, and that's his horse.
Tell him I said hi.
Yes,
Give him some good pets for me.
I will. Okay. And she said, yes, so, y'all, oh my gosh, y'all look like you've been through heck and back.
A little bit.
It was a rather difficult time, I gather?
Well, let me tell you how it went.
Well, please, come in. You need some nourishment and some refreshing. Let Morena soothe you and heal your wounds. Let's just let the peace come upon you. But please, come in. Can I get you something to eat? And she, you see the tiefling that was there before, and she turns, to him and says, Brack, go get them some soup, please. Sit. Tell me all that happened. I wish to know. But I sense that you are not pleased with yourselves, even though it seems like you overcame a great ordeal. So please unburden yourself.
Well, let's see. We fought a bunch of guys outside. We fought a couple of guys inside. We fought a couple of
Crystal
skeletons.
Reverse that.
Crystal
There were a couple
Gold.
guys outside and a bunch of guys inside.
Right.
And then there was a what you call it? It was a skeleton dude.
Skeleton
and
Minotaur.
yeah, the Minotaur. Oh, he was fun. I really liked the skeleton Minotaur. He just kept swinging over my head, and I kept ducking everywhere. And then finally, Crystal Heart, we ripped it out of him. It was cool. Then we went past this door, and after we went through this door, we turned around, and there was a bad guy in there. And the bad guy, he lightning fingers, and and there was this guy made out of flesh, and I stabbed him a couple times, and he fell apart. And there were skeletons and and she nuked a crystal. It was great. And then he disappeared.
Yeah, he did for sure get away.
I guess.
With the scepter.
But we did stop the golem.
We
We
did.
did stop the golem.
There was also a laughing skeleton that was on fire.
We stopped that as well. We ripped
killed
out his
him.
heart.
too.
Yeah, that was a Crystal Heart. I thought I already covered this one.
I
You
see.
didn't mention he was on fire. That's
Oh, well.
a pretty significant detail.
Oh, there was a slide in there. Oh, great. It was awesome.
Like an amusement park?
Yes.
No.
No.
Was this an amusement? He seems like this was
Funhouse
like
mirrors
an
and
amusement.
everything.
Funhouse mirrors and everything. I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and she turned into a bear?
I did. Yeah.
I see. Well, I
I
would
was
respect
going to use
that.
that for later
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we need more money. It's going to make hard to turn her into a bear and you dance with her.
Well, I can do it. I can do it more than
Oh,
once.
we'll do that later.
I can do it again. Just let me
I
rest,
see.
and then we can do it again.
So, they were telling me, Paul was telling me that you had some sort of routine you did
Yeah.
back in Mirabar
Used
with
to
a
be
bear.
him.
Was that was not you then?
Not me.
I
Not
see.
me.
But since we have someone that can do it,
I probably
mean,
need a
it
little
would
bit
be
of
a shame to let
practice.
that go.
I see. I
Can't let the
see.
talent
All of
go
a
to
sudden, you hear from the
waste.
side.
And as y'all drink the soup, it heals you. If any of y'all are wounded, okay, it will heal you 2d 4. It's like drinking a healing potion, and it's full of, just herbs, and it's all plant based. It's totally vegan, okay. And if you'd like some cream, we have the.
I will do.
Yes, it's not the kind of cream you're used to.
It's an almond cream.
It's exactly.
Aw.
Yes, but you had it before and it was very sweet and it was good. It's not
Right.
quite as what you're used to, but
Soy cream.
So-
Mice or rats around here.
you kind of glossed over. You did find the necromancer, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Okay, and so what became of that, and what was he trying to?
Oh, he gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So
no.
you stopped.
No.
Not that kind of gun.
No, he left.
He left.
He got
Yeah.
the
Disappeared.
orb.
He walked
Scepter.
out.
No.
No.
See, it was like this. I told you. We got in there. This big guy made out of all kinds of flesh, and he was stitched together. And I started stabbing. She turned into a bear. And then there was lightning fingers, and there was this crystal up top, and she shot it with something cool. And he said he dropped his orb, and he said or something on the ground. He said, "Poof," and
It
he
was
was
a
gone.
black crystal. He threw a black crystal on the ground, and it enveloped him, and he, I'm guessing, teleported.
It kind of ate him.
A little
It
bit ate
ate him?
It seemed like it ate him.
Did he look like he was being eaten, or did
No, he did not
It
appear.
kinda
I've seen
covered
many
him,
people eat.
And then he got smaller and smaller and
Yes.
smaller until he disappeared.
It was like a
Did you-
black void type
he
energy.
keep any of this? Did you
No.
shake? any
No,
of
but I
this?
found a couple of these. Here, look. I'll pull out the black potion.
Ooh. Oh.
They keep telling me to lick it, but I figured I'd bring it here for you to check it out.
Okay, yes. And she tenderly reaches out and takes the potion and
That will be 35 gold pieces.
I see. And you and what
That was a joke.
I-
It's not serious in any
I
manner.
don't want it that bad.
and she unstoppers it. Oof. And she
It's not
and
good.
she
but
mumbles
it's
some
not
words
bad.
over it and she says, I see. Okay. What this does is it's a speak with the dead potion.
Ooh, I can talk to people?
She did.
Oh.
Maybe they'll understand you. Perhaps these are the
Takes
people
it
you
back.
should be talking to. So he got away, but you didn't keep any of the crystal that he used?
I mean, you could go back and get some. It's on the floor.
I don't really have any. Could y'all go back and
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did
Okay.
pretty well ask the DM if I needed to gather anything, and he said no, I could leave. So I'm gonna put that one on him, on God of Universe here.
Well, that's fine. You can blame the DM for your own decisions. That's what people do all the time.
I believe it was the dice roll's decision, not necessarily his.
It was.
So just saying.
And someone else rolled the die to see if they thought they
I
could.
was busy.
Make,
Casting a 10-minute spell.
Oh, yes, and I forgot to tell you, he undressed a dead guy.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
did do
you
that.
do that.
Oh,
you could have used that potion to see how the dead guy liked it.
Maybe we do need to
I'll
go
be back! I'll be back!
back.
Light bulb shines above his head.
Yeah, we will return tomorrow.
The exclamation mark turns to a question mark. Quest accepted.
Oh god.
Because even though he got away, which is not good, and what exactly did you saw what he took?
It was,
It was like a scepter
Some
with
sort
an
of
orb
scepter,
A
yeah.
scepter with an orb on
on it.
He
And-
did not get any of the jewelry.
Oh. Oh. So you came out with something.
I
out
have
of
this
there.
fantastic necklace. Would you like it?
I don't think so. Y'all can keep that. You deserve that. You earned that.
We deserve this.
We deserve it, yeah. What's that say?
What does that mean?
Wow.
Well, it's 800
She thinks
gold
highly
pieces.
of it.
Yes. You might be able to. There might be people that are into that kind of thing.
You guys
Oh.
have museums? The first place I'd look.
I forgot to mention that when you reach for your necklace, it is missing. No.
Oh,
No, not that kind of rope.
But there is information that could have been had, even though you weren't successful. I'm not sure. Anything else you can tell me about the
He-
scepter?
Well, it was blue.
It was blue
Hey, was it?
And black.
Okay.
and black,
Black. And
And glowy.
glowy. Like what kind of glowy?
Like black.
Bright.
like
Bright?
like when light comes off of things.
Well, okay, but light comes off of my
Black
head.
and
But
blue
He no, I mean it. He had to break the tiefling or whatever it was inside of the sarcophagus. He had to break its hand to get it out.
Okay. All right, and it
I
was.
think there was a picture of it, wasn't there? When we first walked in, there was a picture of it.
Yes.
Yes.
On the mosaic
On the
at the
mosaic.
entrance. It shows the old wizard holding it up.
Oh, so the person in the tomb,
Mhm.
you believe, was
It
in
was
there, his
his, yeah,
tomb.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I don't.
What
know
would I have to
enough
roll
about
to try and draw it?
To draw it? I'm gonna say it's probably an intelligence thing, but I'm gonna give you a performance.
performance makes sense.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Okay, you draw it, and you remember.
I finally roll an Nat.
You weren't even close to the guy. You were 80 feet across the room from him the entire time.
But I looked at the mosaic,
You did look at the mosaic. Good
And-
Lord.
so I
he-
sculpted out of McClay.
And he remembers that it shone like the sun. It wasn't just bright or light; it shone like the sun. Oh, I think that was a Curat heart.
A what?
A Curat heart. Curats, we don't see them much anymore,
Heard of those, yeah.
but they appear, they're living creatures, and they appear in crystal nodes where shard mines are formed. And they basically guard the crystal node. And they stay there and just protect it. But they're sought after for their hearts. They're very tough, but the hearts produce tremendous amount of energy. And depending on what type of Curat will depend on what type of powers. I don't know all about them, but I do know enough. And they are very sought after, but they're very illegal. Okay, they are banned by the Crystal Convention. So possessing them is a sentence of death. So just remember that. In this case, if you had recovered it, you could have told them to come speak to me, and you would have been fine because you were not keeping it for yourselves. You were stopping someone else from getting it. But they are sought after, and they were used in the past to power great devices. In fact,
Gee, can you draw the guy that took it?
well, I'm going to give with his nat 20. I'm gonna,
Stick figure.
Crit fail.
Crit fail, seriously? One. Okay.
Stick figure.
Well, he was like this. He looked like this. He had bones everywhere. I saw bones, and he was real ugly, and people were bowing down to him.
He had a horn in the center of his forehead, another two coming off in different directions.
Well, this is not good that he possesses this, and why he obviously did. It seems like he went there specifically to acquire this thing.
Yeah, he did.
Either that or he's into some real weird stuff.
Well, that's probably true too.
Well, he did make a bunch of friends.
Yes. Well, I need to ponder this. Y'all need to rest. Perhaps you would like to care to spend the night if you would.
We would definitely like a lengthier type of rest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rest your bones. Find your peace.
Start taking bones out of my bed.
I put the necklace on a bed.
They're so literal. These millennials.
What are you talking about? Mike's not a millennial.
Got a few years on that.
That's true.
I birthed the millennials. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
You like that one, huh? That one got you. All right. Good.
you can spend the night here. If any of y'all wish to commune deeper with Morena, you can sleep under the flower. And
I'm already asleep under the flower.
She didn't come to the debriefing.
she had her pseudo cream or cream light, 2% cream, and went, oh, this is enough of that.
Knocked out. Done.
I started talking. She said, "I'm out."
Yeah,
I know. That's what
it's gonna
Cynthia
take
said
a while.
too.
I already know what happened.
I was there, been there, done that. I got the T-shirt,
Right.
Although the way you tell the story is so eloquent.
Absolutely. So, okay, so you're gonna just crash there. Okay. We have rooms, for each of you. But I sense more from you, young man.
What do you mean?
I sense a calling.
Seems ominous. Okay.
Am I wrong? Nevi,
Who's
come dress me, Nevi.
I would like to hide.
I'm coming for you, Nevi. Wow.
Nice.
Your soul is mine.
I was going to make a bone joke, but I won't.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Just the insinuations. Everyone's mind will go where they will.
That's right.
But
You know, I felt like I just kind of owed Marina something, but I don't know if I'd call it a calling.
how would you define a calling? What would be the difference between a debt and a calling?
I mean, calling kind of implies a chosenness about it, whereas a debt is once I'm done, I'm done.
Do you choose a debt? Not always, but you choose to own a debt, do you not? Many things are done for people that they don't own an allegiance or a debt to. Is that not so?
Well, those are called favors, generally speaking.
Okay. If this is something you would like to explore, perhaps you should sleep closer to the heart. Perhaps the rose garden would be a place for you to answer some of these questions.
Perhaps, yeah. Anywhere that's comfortable, and it doesn't even have to be that comfortable.
Well, the thorns aren't all that kind. But the petals are very comfortable.
What else is new? You already sent me into the arms of a crystal golem. Why not go sleep in a thorny bed?
1d4 damage for laying down.
But it heals you the damage too. All night you take damage and you heal the
Roll
damage.
over.
I roll over. Ow!
I
Ow!
think this is the definition of masochism. But all right.
Yes.
That's how paladins can take such a beating.
Perhaps. So, let us rest for the evening.
Yes.
And I have some discussions that I need to do with Shringastar and my centaur friend you
I
saw
see.
earlier.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
Of course, Shrinkstar.
yes, she has been communing, if you will, about this path and the things that we've seen. So, I will take you to the garden. And so, with that, she says, Brack, will you show them to their rooms when they're, and you might want to wake this one up and find her a good spot for when the sun comes up in the morning. You know, I think she would like that.
Absolutely.
And one thing, and I failed in this, the Quinn, when y'all were leaving on your way back, Quinn started talking about, I'm feeling very weak. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like a tugging or something. There's just something tugging at me, and I don't know what it is. And I think I need to rest, because the longer I'm awake, the stronger I'm feeling this tugging. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel good. I don't feel like I want to be wherever this tugging is pulling me to. And I don't know. I don't know, Rao. But I think I think I'm gonna need to go to sleep for a little
In my
while.
little pocket.
I thank you there, and
You sleep.
I hope to see you soon. I don't know, and I'm scared to sleep though, because the last time I slept, I think I slept for a really long time, and it felt so good to get a breath of fresh air, and that was really fun playing a dance with those skeletons. But I don't think I can. I don't think I should. So I'm gonna go to bed by now, okay? And hopefully I'll see you soon. But I don't know. I don't honestly know. It's scary. It's scary. But she slowly starts reverting back into her crystal statuette. And you put her in your pocket. So, anyway, that was on the journey back.
Okay.
So you're back. You go into your room, and Brack leads you to your rooms, and she takes you to the garden.
Okay.
And she says, when you're sleeping tonight, Morena, one thing you should know, we don't have gods here. I know, and I wish to talk to your friend Rao about her cat god, and the gods appear to be strong. Are they strong where you come from?
Fairly, they're at least responsive.
Okay, so, because we don't have gods here anymore. They left 1,000 years ago. We don't know how or why completely, but they many of them left a piece of themselves behind. And there were pieces of crystal strewn about Melanor. And these crystals are particularly susceptible to energies, and some of them were specifically susceptible to the power of the gods, and some of them left pieces of themselves behind, whether it was an accident or whether they were willing themselves to try to continue to nurture. We like to believe that about Morena, that she wished to continue to nurture us. And this flower that you see here was once just a lump of crystal. It has grown into this. But it grew into this by our power, our prayers, our love, our faithfulness to the callings of Morena. And it's responsive to us. That's where our divine power, that's what your friend Morale is going to find out. Because I don't believe that she's going to be able to stay in contact with her cat god. But I will speak to her more about that. But as you rest, if you hear voices, if you feelings, those feelings don't come from a god. They come from the voices of the past. They come from the voices of the people that have poured their souls and given the power and given rise to the heart. They come from the heart. They come from me, but tonight they will come from you. They will come from many places. It taps in, it pulls this energy from many places. But Morena was the goddess of life and light. And so everything that grows is connected to her. And she has blessed us and blessed this land by leaving this piece of herself. But it is us. It is our choices. It is our decisions that have empowered her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
So I wish you, when you rest under the petals, and I chose the rose for you because it demonstrates conflict. There's the softness of the petals and the brightness of the rose, as well as the sweet aroma and the fragrance, but also it is thorny. It can be damaging if not handled properly. It can be brittle and thick and immovable, like the stem. You need to find your place. You need to find what it is that you seek. And Morena's heart can help you with that. So I bid you to sleep well tonight. I will be praying for you. And with that, she nods, and she has taken you to basically, it's a crystal room, and you can tell it's all crystal roses, all wound together, the stems wound together. And the thorns, again, are sharp. If you touch it, they're sharp. But they hurt when you touch them, but they don't really puncture your skin. It's kind of odd. And you can tell that the crystal it's crystal, but it feels like it's alive. And the petals, the petals of the flowers, the crystal flowers, appear soft. They feel soft, but they're crystal. It's an odd sensation because you expect it to be hard, but it's not. And so when you go in, there's a bed, and it's thorns and petals.
Mhm.
So find your path, Nevi. You are very conflicted. And I will speak to you in the morning.
Roll a d4.
So roll d4s, roll d8s, and let's see if you're negative or positive in the morning. You know.
Now, see, regardless of how you explain this to Cade in the future, all he's going to hear is there are crystals that absorb power. So now he's got something that he's going to be questing for to create this crystal shield.
Get-
So, you are spending the night, and you're sleeping. Now, Pole, are you gonna go spend the night, or Pole? He's out there with the horses, and you can tell he's just kind of like pacing around out there.
I'll go see him. Go out and see him before, I hit the hay for the night. Just
Nevi,
Paul, why are you
Fine.
so concerned? I'm back. I'm whole. I'm okay.
well, we're all concerned. You know, we just want you to find,
Bruiser,
huh?
Russian.
I know. We want you to find yourself. And yes, if that means you have to go, that means you have to go. But I don't want you to leave. We had such fun riding in the plans. It was wonderful. It brightened my heart. And after the loss of your mother, and you know that was not your fault. You know that. You understand that. I lost my brother on that same crossing.
Of course.
You know, he made that choice. It was his choice. When someone makes a choice, it is their choice. No responsibility for anybody else. Strictly them. We learned that as the Bar Gazers. We are responsible for our own actions.
Absolutely.
It saddens me that he is not here, but he chose what he chose. Now, I only have one more year for doing the passages. And after that, I'm free to travel as I wish. Now, I probably stay with the Moon Climbers, but, it would be fun. Perhaps, I don't know if you'd consider it. I mean, with good friends, but I would enjoy traveling, with you. Perhaps, you could come back and, Mama, obviously, we all wish you to stay, but you feel like you are like a bird, you have to go. But also she asked me one thing. We are very concerned. We know in your grief you took path that is not good for you. And you know what this that I am talking about.
Of course, the Lenweed.
Zealandweed, yes. It is very destructive. I mean, it can give you great strength in battle and things like that, but it is very addicting and
Of course, but I'm working on that. I promise. The gardener has given me Lenweed grapes, and I've been eating those, and they're supposed to clean out my system, and I'm on the path to being okay.
that is good. That makes me feel good. It
So-
makes Mama will be glad to hear that, because you need to. You've got so much promise. There is so much life to live. There is so much life in you. It darkened me to see you pining away like that. So, if these new friends of yours are the ones that you need to put you back where you need to be, to make you whole, then that gladdens my heart. That saddens me deeply that you leave. I will miss your smile. I will miss the times that we shared. And I hope to see you soon.
I'll miss you as well, Paul. But this is what I feel I need to do. I feel like it's time for me to finally move forward, and I'll always miss the Bargazars. And should life bring me back this way, I would love to come see you all, and I'll do whatever I can to come see you, and the family and Irina, and of course. But right now, I need to move on.
I understand. But then we speak of that no more. We talk to your new life and your new friends and the greatness, the tales that you will tell and the adventures you will share when you come back. And
Absolutely.
that would be great thing. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you change the world. Yeah, no, it can happen, right? You know, maybe this your calling or something like that. And it is, we will build statue much taller than us, but a big statue for you or something. Maybe they may name a Bargazir clan after you. You never know, right?
That would
It is
be,
all good.
that would
It is
be
all good.
pretty cool having a whole clan named after.
Yeah, it would
But,
be good.
of course,
It would
you
be good. We toast, and he pulls out a flask, a crystal flag. He said, we toast to everything that is good in life and all the good. We Bargazeras, we always look to the good.
Absolutely.
You know, we watch out for the past, and we don't step in the same thing twice. And
Absolutely.
when we see it, we know. So here is to your Pan.
To learning from the past.
Absolutely. And moving on to the future.
Indeed.
Indeed. Well, at least I do hate goodbyes. And I do not say goodbye. We never say goodbye.
No.
We say,
See you later.
absolutely. Yes, that is good. Well, I will take off. And I will leave you in the heart of Morena. It is a fitting place for us to say goodbye. It's such a beautiful and peaceful place. I've been
Not
here
goodbye.
a few times.
See you later.
To see you again soon.
Travel safely, Paul.
Yes. And so he leaps up onto his horse and he doesn't even look back. He just
Dang.
takes off. You never look back. And he rides off into the sunset.
Very good.
And
Alright, well, with that, I'm gonna head back into the heart of Morena and go pass out after all the fun we just dealt with. Yeah.
all right, so y'all spend the night. You wake up. Cade, you are a bundle of energy.
I've been
you
called
need-
many things before, but never a bundle of energy. Let's see. Do we want to go down the list of what I've been called before?
No,
Oh.
that is quite sufficient. I appreciate that. But perhaps you should try this. And she brings out a little cup of tea. She goes, this is delicious. It will lighten your spirits and give you joy and peace that you don't know.
So I'd take the drink, and shoot it down.
Brack, would you carry him to his room, please?
Puberty.
I think he will sleep well tonight. Yes. So, in the morning, y'all get an incredibly restful night's sleep.
I got been drugged.
Why is the left side of your face flat?
So you wake up in the morning, and everybody feels absolutely refreshed, and they feel. One thing, when you spend a night in the heart of Morena, everybody gets 2d for temporary hit points. That
You roll or we roll?
you can roll. Okay.
Why not?
And you throw out ones.
I literally did throw out 2 ones. God dang it.
So make sure you note that on your sheet.
Group that
Because they last until they're used. They don't last until just the next day. They last until they're used. All right. And everybody will level up tonight. Now, Nevi, when you wake up, you feel like you've gone through a very tumultuous night. You were tossing and turning most of the night. And you feel like you have a decision that you have to make. That this moment in time is something that whatever you decide is going to change the course of your life. And that you have to make some type of decision, some type of commitment. You, Mrau, during the night, you are dreaming of flower petals and running through fields of wheat and
Is
chasing,
Is Quinny with me?
and Quinny's with you, and chasing mice, and not really catching them or torturing them, just the joy of
playing,
chasing
yeah.
them. Yes, and there's flowers everywhere. It's just like a spring meadow that you're charging through. And every now and then you get glimpses of a great cat, but it seems very far and faint and away, and feels like it's fading. Okay? It just feels like it's fading. And as it's fading, you feel that the flowers are getting more vibrant and more colorful, almost that the two are juxtaposed, if that makes sense. Okay? And you're feeling too like things are changing in your life, that something is different, and you're not 100% sure what it is, and you're a little confused by that. So when y'all wake up in the morning and you come down and meet for breakfast, y'all are feeling both of you are feeling that state of mind. You're feeling a great peace, like a weight has been lifted from you. That for the first time in a long time, you feel like you've made a choice, and that you're not going to look at the past anymore. That you feel it's time to move on to the future. And you don't know who these people, but you feel like you can trust these people, at least sort of. And so you're feeling energized, and excited. And Cade, you just feel like your face is falling asleep. But you're also...
I refuse anything they offer me this morning. Anything they offer me this
Well,
morning.
actually, when you drank it, you felt great.
You still feel good. Your face is just kind of
Yeah.
squished and
Yeah, but it lasted for about 8 seconds, and then I was done. So
Yes, but you didn't realize. But anyway, you feel like you've been disconnected from something. You feel like that you had a connection of some time that's been fading. You felt it getting weaker and weaker, but it feels like it's been severed. And you feel different. But you feel like that there's a new connection. You're not sure what it is, but you're searching for some kind of a new connection. And so Census comes walking out, and she says, "Did everybody sleep well?"
Exceptionally.
Exceptionally well. That is fantastic. That is so good. That's usually the response we get. If it's not the response we get, then I begin to wonder about what's in your heart. Because who wouldn't enjoy the blessings and the life? Somehow I have a feeling that that person that you chased down at the tomb would not sleep well here.
probably not.
But I'm just saying. But I sense something strange, and there's something that I'm picking up from you, and I don't know. I'm detecting, and Shrimpstar confirms it. It's like there's two beings that you're, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like there's two lives, two totally different lives. And I
Give
don't
it a minute,
understand
you'll sense 7 others.
it. What?
I'm a cat.
Yes, good point. But
I sheepishly bring out my crystal.
what is that?
no. No.
Wow. I have never seen anything like that. And she, no, I'm not. She says, that is what I'm picking up. And there's a very strong affinity in the life essence. And that's why I didn't pick it up before. Because it's not like it's two different life essences. It's a very congruent life essence. And I don't know if I should share this, but I guess I should.
Stick it back
You're a
in the
Grenlig.
pocket. A what?
A Grenlig.
I wouldn't take that
I
sit
don't
down.
think I licked anybody.
A Grenlig That's what we refer to him as.
Isn't that what they talked to you when we first got here in town, and somebody called you that when you were saying they asked you what you were, and
I think
I'll
you're
just,
right.
You're a cat person, which
Yes.
you know.
What?
Tabaxi.
A tabaxi?
Tabaxi.
That's what you're referred to?
I am a tabaxi.
We don't have tabaxi
You do.
here. Exactly. You were the only Grenleg
Tabaxi.
tabaxi. Yes. Tabaxi in Fernie or wherever that is that you come from. I never was quite sure. But in Melanor, you're known as a Grenleg. At least that's what we refer to you as. I think they
That's
call
what
themselves
you call cat people?
Sharna, yes, I think. But they haven't existed for 1,000 years. They disappeared
Oh, that's important.
during the First War.
That's when the gods left too.
So what they're saying is you're exotic.
You're a god.
We
is
don't-
what they're saying.
We don't know what happened to them or where they went, and no one can travel into their land.
Just like every other cat. They expect you to bow down to them and give them everything.
That's right. Absolutely. Treat me like a goddess.
Well, they kind of did have that in their day. Their land was surrounded by an energy field that they were always reclusive in their mountain homes with the Kenku and the bird people. There was
I'd be playing with some bird people.
well, there was conflict, but then something happened, and all of a sudden the Kenku worshipped
That's
the
right.
Grenleg, and it was like they lived to serve the Grenleg. But when the Tieflings struck in the First War, they conquered.
Wiped out.
They didn't wipe out. We don't know exactly what happened to them. It was they conquered Brenspar, which is where the Tabaxi lived, but something happened and everybody was gone. The Tieflings that were there were gone, and how they got in, even nobody knows. But everybody was gone. There was a lake in Brennispar that was crystal. The crystals just were incredible there, and the crystal, but that's where they got their power. There's a lot more that I don't really know, that I can't really tell you about because I'm not as familiar. But we have decided that if you choose, that we need to send you to see Centaphor. And Centaphor is one of the foremost experts. And if you have questions of anybody, he would be able to answer them. But somehow there is a connection with your cat statue, and I don't know what it is, but the same life energies flow in that cat that flow in you. And everyone has a different life energy. But we Nevi,
Yep, that's me.
Morena has made a connection with you.
Well, her flake, right? Not herself, right? Like how you were explaining, like just kind of
Exactly.
like a foot dust or something.
I'm
that she
not
left
sure I would explain it that way. It's an energy. It's a life force. It is real. It is real, and it has touched you.
that fungus.
It's growing on me.
Starting in a dank, dark place.
Oh, wow. Evolving quickly.
Brack has brought something from the Rose Room that Morena, and again we refer to as Morena. We know that it is not a living
Right.
being.
Morena's
we understand
power.
all of that. But she left something in the Rose Room for you.
I see.
And he comes walking in, and he's got a large object. It's probably 2 foot by 3 foot. It's kind of rounded, and he's got a cloth over it. And he walks in, and he says, and she says, I don't know what this means, but it's meant for you. So perhaps you can explain it. And she pulls it open, and it's a shield. And it's a very fine-looking shield. It's slightly shaped like a rose. The edges are bound by green-tinted thorns, and it appears to be made of polished red steel. The front is covered by engravings of blue dragon scales. And if you look at it closely, there's a ghostly image of storm clouds and lightning. And she says, but something that's also very strange, if you look at it very closely, and she kind of holds it up to you, and when you look really closely at it, you can see that the clouds resemble a bear rearing back on its hind legs and roaring. And she said, this is what your commune with Morena brought, and she hands it to you.
Okay.
And when you take it, it looks, when you were looking at it, looked like a fine, polished red steel shield. But when you hold it in your hand, you realize it's made of solid crystal.
Mm.
Okay? Nobody else sees it as crystal. Everybody else sees it as a fine, polished red shield. And it feels incredibly light in your hand, and it's somewhat translucent. And she says, when Morena gives you a gift, this is a living thing. This is a bonding thing. What that means, as we speak into, as I told you last night, we have spoken into the flower, and it has grown. What you speak into the shield will likewise. And she says, Morale, we have something for you too.
Ooh.
And she pulls out a wand. But it looks like catnip wrapped around in the shape of a
Great,
wand.
we just lost our cat.
And she says, when I saw this, I was a little surprised, but then I thought, no, this makes sense. And she hands it to you. And she says,
Just rub your face up against
Sorry.
it.
oh boy.
For those of you that have never tried it, an olive works just as good.
An olive?
What works just as well?
An olive.
With cats? What?
What? That just ruins everything.
So apparently dogs like catnip as well, because I had these catnip toys and my dogs tore them to pieces
Maybe they just
and
like
like
the
hoard
toys.
them and
Oh.
stuff. Yeah.
Yikes.
So, but we refer, this is Nepeta Catania.
A baba?
Nepeta
Nepeta?
Catania. And again, like Nevi's shield, it will speak with you, and it will grow as you grow. And I wish to speak to you more about this, but we will have to do that at another time, because I think it's time that we call it a night for this evening. And we're glad y'all stayed with us, and we hope you enjoyed it. And we look forward to gaming with you again.
All right.
So Thank
Keep
you
on
very much.
adventuring.
Keep on
Keep on
adventuring.
adventuring.
All right.